Hello, everyone. How are you doing? So good to see you all. It is a Saturday, at least a Saturday evening for me, depending on where you are. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Monday morning. Who knows? But it's good to see you all. I hope you're all doing well. We're just now diving into, I guess, December. So winter is definitely here, and it's going to be getting colder and colder. And good luck to all those people that are unfortunately sleeping out in the elements. I know there's a lot of homeless people everywhere. You're probably not listening because you don't have a radio, but I know they have cell phones. But I don't know if I have any homeless fans. And I don't know why I'm on that topic. So disregard that. But yeah, good luck to everybody. I hope everybody's warm. I know our good friend Suzanne sometimes has trouble keeping warm. She has a fundraiser that's going on. Um, you'll see my ticker tape on the bottom for Nemesis Eden. Our good friend Nemesis Eden needs a laptop so we can do some basic YouTube like we do. We maybe make some basic content, grow his channel, share it with us so we can all start going over there and visiting him as well. Currently, he's limited to just using his cell phone. And in order to create a YouTube channel and make content, share with everybody, be on panels and all that good stuff. I'm sure most of us are aware that we need a little more than just a cell phone for that. With a cell phone, you can tune in, but it's not very easy to create or make anything original, which is what these channels need. But so we have two fundraisers. I'm trying to make a point of. You're probably like, "Hey, what is this idiot talking about?" I have on the in the chat. You'll see that I have a bot that has programmed instructions to help advertise fellow YouTubers' channel. Some of you'll see if you contact me. I tell everybody if you have a channel and that you like to promote like that, let me know, and I'll include it in my Stream Elements bot. And then that way, during our live streams, you'll see it pop up throughout the chat. And because, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, if you're going to take the time out of your day, because I know everybody has a busy schedules, and I value your time just as much as you do, and I appreciate it. So if you're going to spend your time here with us, which I wholeheartedly enjoy, well, then the least I could do that if you have a channel or anything like that you'd like to advertise or plug, I am more than willing to do so. So if you don't see your name in the Stream Elements bot, pop up in the chat saying, hey, check out this person's channel. If you don't see your name and you would like to, please contact me on Twitter and I will add it immediately. I am PC Curator on Twitter, just PCCURATOR. Hello, Nemesis Abid. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, Pop. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. I'm always the best before the dark days. It's like for me, it's like a roller coaster. I'm really good here these last few days. I know I'm going to be fantastic tomorrow, which is Sunday, and then Monday I will have my treatment at the doctor, and then I'll have a whole week of living hell. So I always feel best just before living hell because it's like I'm enjoying myself right now because I feel good and I'm able to get around and eat and take care of my dogs and do these streams. Once that treatment kicks in here, probably like Wednesday, I'll be feeling like really like crap for the next probably till next Sunday or Monday. But I'll be trying to feel good without babbling on, which I'm already doing. I apologize for. I'm gonna do my best for next week's Rumblings from the lab. I don't know. I know I'll be feeling like crap for my treatment, but I'm gonna do my best to be on here. Maybe I'll drink a few beers first or something. How are you doing, Nemesis? And how are you doing, PvP? Good to see you as well.
Oh, not too bad. I'm a few minutes late because I felt tired for some reason. I thought I'd take a nap for like half an hour, and I laid down and I napped a little longer than I thought I would. But luckily, I didn't oversleep too long, so that's all good.
Oh no, we just started a few. Yeah, we just got started a few minutes ago, and this
Yeah,
is
I
obviously
see
as you
that.
know open mic. Yeah, and our rumblings are always open mic, open topics, so you didn't really miss
Mm.
anything. Just me, basically saying BS and a bunch of mindless stuff here until we get started. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good, Pop. Like, don't worry about it, buddy. Like, and yeah, enjoy the days that you can, and prepare for the worst times, and like, don't feel obligated to do anything. If it's gonna make you feel better, definitely try. But like, don't feel like you have to do this. Like,
Right.
it's all
Well,
up to you, right?
yeah, and yeah, I appreciate that. And these streams help me feel better. I've said it before. I've even
You
said
have.
that before. I've said it before. I've said it before. Okay, but these streams make me better. They're like for me the best medicine I could take. I would rather take these than all these pills these doctors give me, or the chemo, or the radiation. So when I
Yeah.
can,
Uh,
if I can, I usually try to do them because it really makes my day. Seriously, I'm not just saying that.
yeah, I enjoy the live streams on the weekend too, because if it weren't for the live streams, I'd be sitting here by myself, getting really bored, and getting depressed or something, sitting around by myself. Like that would suck. So it's always nice to come on and have people to talk to.
Yeah, I agree. I'm by myself. I know I have my three dogs, but they don't exactly talk back. But yeah, I do. It's good to see you guys. It's like having friends over. It's like okay, everybody,
It
my house
is.
Saturday night, Gorilla's house Friday night,
Yeah.
and we always hang out. We seem to have a good time, and I think it's wonderful. Everybody here they're really good people, and we have a lot of interests in common. And it seems like we could go on for hours and hours just talking about all the things that are amazing that we find fantastic and
Well, it was
interesting.
what 7.5 hours last Saturday, right, Pop?
7.5 hours. If that was yes, and if that was too long for you guys, everybody, I apologize.
That was something. That
Um,
was a marathon.
it was a marathon. I've
Uh,
seen some people on here do like 12 hours, 24 hours, 36
oh
hours.
yeah,
I
I
don't know.
know.
I don't
I
know if I
know.
could do that.
Yeah, I don't think I could last that long anyway. So 7.5 is probably plenty, to be honest.
But my
It's like,
yeah, my biggest fear is being boring. I don't want to be on here if I have nothing to share and just silence. And then you guys are wondering, what is this idiot doing?
that's
Or
true. Yeah.
I've seen some YouTubers, they will start a stream, like right at the very beginning of the stream, it'll start and they'll say, hello. I don't know what to say. I need someone to come on here and talk to me and give me something to say. Well, let me put it this way. I hope I'm never that desperate. When I come on here, I usually have ideas to get us started. And then once everybody, our good friends, start coming in, then everything's the opinions and the ideas start flowing, and then that's when we just go on and on. And I always find that amazing.
Yeah,
So
I've seen some people go live and then they start the stream and then they don't even say anything. They just leave. And there's nobody else on the panel and it's like, well, what the hell are they doing, right? You know,
yeah, I know.
like
Not gonna.
Yeah, I find it bizarre.
it is a bit weird. Yeah, exactly, Nemesis.
I think what happens is there are some YouTubers that they're willing to kind of like a streaming service. It's just content. They want to produce content. They want so many hours of content, and they've got to meet that certain quota of whatever they've set in their head as content. But they
Hmm.
don't think about or consider what is their content. What's some ideas they could talk about when they come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If you want people to tune in, come on. Even if you don't have to be detailed, but it just come up with like an outline, as a shell or a ghost of some ideas for
Hmm.
people to talk to. It's not difficult.
You wouldn't think so, yeah. I mean,
But it is though. It really is. Like, I've been joining more live streams, and it's way harder to like not only be articulate and smart when you talk, but talk for long times and periods and be articulate and smart. Like, I'm not one of those people who can just spout on and like talk and talk and talk. That's never been me. I don't like doing
Uh-huh.
that. So
Well,
like,
let me.
that's
yeah.
why I'm never going to be a streamer in that regard, right? Like, I don't pulling a rumblings like this isn't really.
Well, no, I wouldn't want to do a solo stream where I'm just talking to myself. That would suck, right? Like, I know exactly what you mean. I'd be lost. It's like I get my ideas, bouncing off of other people's, ideas, right, Nemesis?
Oh, totally, right? Well, it's because I was on like Canadian Spider Man's stream, and he had to leave for a little bit, and I was just like, well, fuck, man, like I don't know what to say, like. And there was other people on the stream, luckily, but it's like, oh man, like I've never had to step up and do that, and it's not really my jam. I
Oh,
Yeah, I
same
remember.
here.
like
That's
being in the
how I
Yeah,
background.
felt. That's how I started. I was always in the background or I was on mute just listening in the chat. But it started on Captain Finity's channel because I eventually went on the panel. But even when I was on the panel, I was on mute most of the time. Of course, on his channel, it's hard to get a word in. But
Yeah, really.
what happened was, right, he was doing his shtick, and Jill was the same way. She was like me. She would be. She finally eventually came on the panel and just was mute most of the time. And then the day happened where Captain Finity said, "Well, I need to step away. You two need to start talking." And he just like left, and then it was just her and I. And then there was like awkward silence for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay. And I could tell by her, she was using the avatar where she had the blue Star Trek tunic on. And I said, I take it you like Star Trek. And she goes, oh, yeah, I like Star Trek. And I said, well, so do I. And that's what started the whole. That, that's what started for me, kind of breaking out of the shell, making me talk. It was awkward. I don't like the sound of my own voice. But I didn't realize at that time that it was also Jill's first time. So her and I basically came out of our shells at the exact same time
Oh, really?
because
Wow.
Captain left and just put it left us, and we had to say something.
I never knew
So we
that.
start going. Yeah, as soon as I said you like Star Trek, because I mean it's easy with us to find something to comment because we know we're all here. You don't see us over there on like on the NFL, streams and stuff like that. Obviously, we're
So,
here where the geeks are, that people like Star Trek and stuff.
so how
So
many
what's
months ago was that? Like
I'm
a
guessing a
year?
year and a half.
Oh, wow. It's been a while then. Gosh.
Yeah, because remember now, okay, the first thing I heard, we start talking about Star Trek, then we start talking about who's our favorite Star Trek character, and we immediately we went to DeForest Kelly or Dr. McCoy and start talking about him, and then I start talking about how I met him at the Star Trek conventions,
Wow. That's
and
cool.
his yeah, I feel
Oh,
very
just
blessed.
hey,
I'm very lucky.
we
Go
have a
ahead.
bunch of people in the chat. Just so
I
you're
know.
aware.
Yes, and actually, for everyone in the chat, I do apologize. I was just looking at that, and I was going to say the same thing, and I was not intentionally ignoring you.
Oh,
In
we
fact,
know.
let's hold that thought instead of me talking about myself. Who wants to hear about me?
We
You're
we
right.
need
I do.
we need, we need to get Grola on the panels because he's the chat master, was as we all know.
Yes, he is,
Hey, I'm
and he's
trying to
also
step up. Come on.
Well, Grola's always fun too. I mean, it's not just because he reads the chat. You know what I mean, right?
yes,
Oh
exactly.
no, I see what you're saying. I'm picking up exactly what you're laying down, PvP. My feeling has been hurt.
Well, Gorilla's in the chat. He says, "So I'm boring?" Question mark. I think Gorilla's feelings are hurt.
No,
That's okay, Gorilla. Both of our feelings are hurt, bro. I'm there for you.
no. I love when
I'm
Gorilla's on
such a
here.
I'm such an insensitive bastard. Oh, shame on me.
No,
Yes, shame on
no.
you.
I consider Gorilla's Ren. I consider Gorilla's Renaissance a really good friend, and I
Oh
love when
man.
he's on here, and I do sorely miss him. So he texted her. In fact, I'm going to cover. He does have some text here in the chat, but first I want to say hello and a wholehearted welcome and a big hug to Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars, who was the first one to, at least the first one I can see here, who's waving. So it's so good to
Heyo.
see you, Taylor. I'm glad to see you. I hope we have a blast tonight. Gap After Dark, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you as well. And Gap says, hello, pop culture. Hello, all. And
Hey,
Gap
Gal.
says, hi, Taylor Swift. And
Hey,
hello,
Gap.
Taylor.
DBB. Excellent to see you again, DBB. I hope you're doing well.
Hey,
DBB says,
DVB.
hey, pops. And DBB says, I enjoy the rumblings from the lab shows because the topics are, God, gotta illiterate pronounce this correctly. All right. I enjoy the rumblings from the lab shows because the topics are random. Always a fun time. Well, thank you, DBB. I appreciate that. And I really, I mean, even more so enjoy doing them. And I always look forward to it. Believe me, I get excited. So that's how kind of hints on what I was talking about earlier is not only do I make sure that I try to come up with some ideas to talk about, but I'm excited for the show. It's not like, oh, okay, everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna sit here until somebody comes on here and talks to me. No, I'm not gonna do that. I like I said, I get excited, and I've always got something that I want to talk about. And Gorilla says, "Hey, I'm on the road, so yes, drive safe, Gorilla. Gorilla's supposed to spend some time with his family tonight,
Oh,
partying up like I wish I could do, and I'm jealous. So if you've been drinking, be careful, Gorilla. Drive safe and try to get home okay.
Well, if
Maybe
you
you
can't
could
come
join
on,
us.
yeah, later,
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
would
just
be
be
nice.
safe.
yeah.
Just
If you
don't.
can get, go
Just be
ahead.
careful if you're on the road because it's not good to be lying on the road for too long.
Yeah, and right,
Hey,
and you're welcome here, of course, Gorilla. If you can make it home in time. If not,
Yes.
yeah, I know. If not, I know you. If you might be kind of a little two sheets to the wind, that I can understand that one too. You might be
Just,
tired,
yeah, just be safe, man.
or is it three sheets? I
Three
don't know, something
sheets.
like
It's 3 sheets.
three sheets.
Yeah.
Thank you. And PPP says be on in a few minutes. Okay, sounds good to me. Well, sounds like you're here. That was fast.
Hey,
And
time travel.
Hakame, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're keeping warm. Says hey, pop and chat.
How come
And
me?
our wonderful friend Nemesis of Eden says I don't need a laptop, but if you'd like to help out, it would be greatly appreciated. Well, which from what you said though, it sounds like you do, and I know you're being very humble, and I do appreciate that, Nemesis. And for everybody out there, we're not asking for anything fancy, just something basic. I know in the on the fundraiser, I put a cap at 600. We're not necessarily asking for 600. I mean, even if we get like 300 or 400, just a basic laptop would be okay. And then from there, we could work on trying to boost the RAM. Maybe because most of the, I mean, honestly, unless you spend a lot of money, most of the laptops that come out now, they only have like 4 gigs of RAM and maybe a 512 gigabyte hard drive for storage. I mean, for storage.
well, and I've talked to a couple of people, and like it might be just be cheaper to build my own computer versus like buy a laptop. And like, yeah, once again, like we're not asking for anything super fancy or expensive here. If it gets to 600, I certainly won't say no. If you guys want to keep dumping in past that for whatever reason, like, thank you. But yeah, definitely. But I will say, Pop, do we have Suzanne's link in the? Is that still a thing?
It's yeah, wait a minute. I remember she asked me to remove it, but
Okay.
then but I want to be clear. The only reason why is she was feeling bad that somebody was bullying her at the time because she had the fundraiser, and I
Yeah,
told
I think
her, I
that
said, you
sucked.
ignore that. Right, I told her, I said, you ignore that asshole. I
Yeah,
said, your
you should
fundraiser. I Go
you
ahead.
should put the link back, Pop, because it's like as you say, fuck that asshole, right?
Exactly, and in defiance, I still kept plugging her fundraiser, and I even sent more money on top of that just to be sure.
Well, Suzanne
Awesome.
deserves Suzanne deserves any help that she gets because she's a sweet person. I always enjoy her when she shows up in the chat.
Right, and
Definitely.
when you think about it, if somebody, it's very humiliating and humble when somebody has to ask for help. Nobody likes to do it. We all know that. Nobody likes to. We find it embarrassing. And when somebody is in the position where they're desperately needed, I mean, to the point where it's a matter of putting food on the table and staying warm and keeping the lights on. I mean, literally.
Yeah,
And I
especially
don't
this
use
time
that.
of year.
Yeah, right. And when I say literally, I mean the word literally. So I mean it's real. It's not like the
Yeah.
California idiots. Anyway, and I'm from California, but oh well, I digress. But yeah, when somebody really truly needs help and they have a handout and they're saying please, the last thing you want to do is be somebody who's going to make fun of them, poke fun at them, insult
Yeah,
them,
that's
and
Yeah.
sad. Actually, I can't understand anyone's mindset that would mock a person in need, and a good person in need. Like it's not like Suzanne's some shiftless homeless person who doesn't even want to try to do the right thing. Like some people on the street, they're just basically lazy bums. Some of them, unfortunately, but
Hmm.
Suzanne's a good lady. She's working her ass off, raising her grandson to be a good person. And it's like, shit, man. Like, she does not deserve to be ridiculed. Like, that's garbage.
Yeah. For
yeah,
those who don't understand what we're talking about, Suzanne is a single grandmother who is trying to look after her grandson. And any help that you guys could give her, please give her first, especially before donating to the laptop fund. Help Suzanne out. Like as we're saying, this is important, and she definitely deserves it because she's a wonderful person.
she is. And when you think about it, there's no bigger burden than trying to raise a child. and there's no excuse not to help somebody who is having to do it on her own. Like I said, she's the grandmother, so she should be at the point in her life where she's having to retire and take it easy. But no, she decided to take the responsibility to raise her grandson, which is amazing, and it's very difficult work, and especially when you got to
Totally.
worry especially when you have to worry about going hungry or having electricity so you can have heating in your home. So if you know,
Yeah.
and I know none of us are rich. PvP,
Oh
and
yeah.
just know,
I just
we
went
just
and got some. I went and got some groceries today. My bank account is almost down to nothing now.
yeah,
Luckily,
you and I were
I get another paycheck on Thursday, so I've only got like 5 days to be absolutely broke. But I do know the
yeah,
feeling, Pop.
yeah, you and I
Oh,
were
and so do I.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's that end of the month syndrome, right? The rent came out on Friday night, as all the other automatic bill payments come out every month on the first day of each month, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
Now I
right.
got a
And
few dollars left for groceries, and luckily I had enough to buy myself a bottle of whiskey for tonight, so I'm
there you go.
enjoying myself. And I have a whiskey and Coke here, and it's like it's all good, right? Even though I'm basically, technically, completely, almost fucking broke. So you know, but hey,
Uh,
as that old saying goes, a man who has friends is wealthy. Is that the saying? Something like that.
yeah, something like that. Yes, I don't
Yeah,
know
I
exactly
paraphrase
verbatim,
kind
but
of, but
yes,
you get my gist, though, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about last night, like we were saying last night, none of us that come on here out of our group of friends are rich. Obviously, we wouldn't be here. We'd be out sailing on our yacht
Oh, fuck yeah.
or right hanging around with a bunch of whores and hookers. No offense.
Well, I don't know if I'd want horse and hookers, but I imagine if you had a few million in the bank, you might attract a half decent girlfriend eventually.
Right.
Now speak for yourself, PvP.
Oh,
You mean
oh, what?
you mean buy a girlfriend,
You
right?
got,
Because
you got, you got, you got lots
if
of
you have a
girlfriends
girlfriend
already,
once, you have
Nemesis.
right. If you have a girlfriend once, you have money. That means that you have to
No,
buy a girlfriend.
she'd probably be a gold digger, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole point. I mean,
I tell you though,
Look at Bill Gates. You think it's his looks that got him a wife?
oh God, I don't think so.
Yeah, but at that point,
Right.
it's not about love on either end. So, and I think they both know that. Most of them
Well, they
do.
do. Of course, now they're separated because of his visits to a certain island. Thank goodness.
Oh, jeez.
But I saw a picture of her. Believe me, it's no blessing. It's no loss. No
Well, that's the
offense,
thing.
but offense. I can't stand the gate, so I don't care
Yeah,
if I hurt their feelings.
yeah. It's like I don't mind being single because I've been single for so long. I guess I'm kind of used to it, even though, of course, I wish I had a nice companion to keep me company, and have warm fuzzy evenings with, which I would obviously enjoy if I had the chance. But when I see some of the couples out there that are like, you see them at the supermarket, and all they're doing is arguing and bitching at one another, right? And it's like, I'm fucking glad I don't have a relationship like that, because that would really suck, basically. You
Tell
know,
me, I know I feel the same way. I would not want a relationship like that as well. Hello, Scotty. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm
hey,
doing
Scotty.
well, man. I had such a blast last Saturday. I thought I'd come back and see if you guys were still playing.
So you
Well,
thought you
yep.
get,
Yes, we are. And glad to see you.
Good to
so you
see
thought
you.
you'd get blasted again tonight, eh, Scotty?
Well, it is Saturday, man. I got to stick to
If it can't get
PBR.
blasted, this
I'm
is the
ready to
night of the week to do it.
roll. Yeah.
This and Friday, yeah. Hey, did you get the video I sent you earlier, man?
I got the song. I liked it.
Good song, isn't it?
It is a good song. It's very traditional. I wasn't expecting it. I
Very.
don't. Yeah.
It's kind of like what I guess would be like a cappella folk music or something. I guess I would describe it.
Yeah. It's all. It sounds East Coasty.
It is, I think, East Coasty. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm glad I'm
I'm
not
not
wrong
sure
about
where
that.
Stan Rogers was based when he was alive, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was an East Coast guy, right? But I think
We
he's got
were.
an amazing voice. Like, what a voice, eh?
What
We
PvP
should.
is referring to is, hey, Nemesis of Eden.
Hey, Scotty. Also, just before we get too far into this, we should definitely carry on with
Chat.
the chats as well. But yes,
Yep.
Scotty, good to see you, man. It's been a while. I hope
It
you've
has
been
been.
doing well.
I have. Things are on the up and up.
Amazing. Good, dude. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's always good news. Definitely. I don't want to see when bad things are happening to good people. So I'm glad to hear that, Scotty.
I'm
Yes,
just
man.
gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a link to that video in the chat if you don't mind there, Pop.
Go for it. Put it in the public chat so everyone can see it.
Sure, I will do that. Just give me a
I
minute here.
appreciate that. Thank you. Nemesis Bean says, I don't need a laptop. Oh, I read that one. Edge of Time. My good friend Edge of Time. Hello.
Hey,
Greetings from the Edge of Time, says Edge of Time. Welcome, Edge of Time. And I hope you have a good time. Settle in and enjoy yourself. DBB says, glad you're hanging in there, Pops. Well, thank you, DBB. And I hope you're doing well.
hey,
Yeah,
Phil.
I got the link.
Hello, Philip Gaming.
Phil.
We have a celebrity in the room, everybody. Philip Gaming is an actor. If anybody, I hope that's politically correct to say actor these days. I don't know if they changed it, but he was in the Orville. He was in the last season of Picard that I know of.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does like small roles in Hollywood. So good for him. Congratulations and
Awesome.
so happy to see you, Philip. Glad you honored us with your
Cool.
presence.
Cool.
Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. And hello to Edge of Time and DVB, of course. Good to see you guys as well. And Gorilla, of course. Can't forget about Mr. Giggles.
Hey, girl.
Our good
No-
friend Gorilla.
No dumping.
Yeah, and I have to mention that Philip Gaming, I saw him on a stream recently, and
Yeah.
his avatar, he actually had a professional. Now, it's like he said, it wasn't cosplay, because anybody knows me who for a while knows that I'm big on makeup when it comes to makeup in Hollywood, and I'm very judgmental and critical. And the guy actually got to had I don't know how to word this, but was blessed to get a professional makeup job done to him where he was I believe a Vulcan or Romulan, but he had the
I think it
arched
was a Vulcan.
eyebrows and the ears. Was it a Vulcan?
I think so.
Cool.
So lucky.
Cool.
But that's something that I have never been that fortunate for. I mean, not only was he able to act in these shows, but to get the professional makeup job where you got the ears and the eyebrows and all that, I would, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would be so excited. And I'd probably wear the makeup until it fell off.
You're
would be
adorable,
fun.
Pop.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
It would. It's like when somebody says, I met a celebrity and I shook their hand, I'm not going to wash this hand. And I was thinking, yeah, if I put on that makeup or in Hollywood, for me, the Vulcan makeup is very symbolic and very important to me because I've been a TOS fan for so long. It would be like getting the Freddy Krueger makeup put on by the professionals.
Oh, wow.
I would be so excited. I wouldn't want to take it off. I'd want to leave it on until it was falling apart.
Oh,
See,
totally.
and that would probably be like a Trill makeup for me if I was going to be doing anything Star Trek. Make sure those spots go all the way down. It's very important.
Oh. So wait, so a Trill, is that the one with the okay.
That's
nah.
like Dax, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say
you
I'm
got
not
it.
very familiar with that show, but yeah, that's okay.
I always did imagine, like, where do her spots actually go? Like, did they just go all the way down the side, like of her torso and her legs, or did they go somewhere else? It's like, gee, I
Depends
wouldn't
on
mind
who
knowing
does her
that.
makeup. For sure. Right.
Oh, mine going in the gutter now.
I bet
There-
you. Okay. Obviously, I don't know because I wasn't there, but I have a feeling that anything that gets too close to her breast line is probably done by a woman.
There is an episode of Deep Space Nine where Worf and Dax go to Ryza, and
Yes.
oh, who's
She's in
the
a one
bad-
piece.
She's in a one-piece bathing suit, so you do get to, that's probably the best representation of where those spots go.
I think I
Yes.
remember that.
Hello,
one, come to
General.
think of it. Yeah.
Hello and welcome, General Gap.
Hello. Hey, guys. What's going on?
Yep.
Hey, Gap.
Just chatting away
Welcome.
on a Saturday.
Good to see you. I think this is your first time on my panel. Is that right?
I think it is.
Oh, well, I'm very excited and I'm very honored. And I'm glad you're here. And I hope you have a good time. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Yeah, I was just going nuts looking for my black cat, and they blend in so well.
Oh,
And
I love cats.
That's why you got to use the flashlight so that the eye reflection comes out.
Nam, I swear this cat is like magical cat because I swear he comes out of the weirdest places, and I'm like, didn't I just look in there?
Well, I know. Yeah, I know there's always the option of putting a collar with a bell, but I had a vet tell me once that's bad for the animal. It makes you go deaf.
Yeah, I wanted to get a disco collar that flashed, or is that silver that sparkles. But
Uh-huh.
knowing him, he'll take it off. But yeah, I don't usually get to do stuff, and since I take care of my elderly mom, and since she's watching a movie, I'm like, I probably can get on for 30 minutes.
Nice. What you watching?
Oh my God, you guys are gonna laugh. She's watching Pumpkinhead. She loves.
Wicked, your mom's so
Ooh, the
cool.
first-
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's
She's
great. Great makeup and mechanical work by the fantastic Stan Winston. The
Yeah,
Yeah.
first, yeah, I
Lance
think the first-
Henriksen, mofo.
Yeah, she's like,
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
she's
Gorilla,
like,
welcome.
Hey,
Hey, Gorilla.
PvP.
Hey,
Hey,
Gorilla.
PvP. Remember that comment about being on the road too long? You said about 10 minutes ago.
Yes. So good to see you, Gorilla. I was waiting for that one.
Well, put in the chat.
Oh man, you're a laugh riot. You know that, Gorilla. You always are
Oh,
fun.
and
oh yeah,
thank
go
you,
ahead.
PvP. I had to explain to my kid what a hooker was.
I didn't say
Oh.
hooker.
Yeah, you did.
Didn't Pop bring up hookers first?
Whores
Yeah.
and hookers, to be specific, but I'm not, nothing stood out to me.
Yeah, like if you won the lottery or something, right? I think was the reference point.
Oh man, I wouldn't know the etiquette. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Look,
I already had
I'd
to
buy a
explain.
robot. I'd buy a
Yeah, I'd rather get a robot.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
dude, I'd be broke so soon, or dead, or murdered by my family for the money, right? Like,
It's
I wouldn't
like,
make it a year.
I love you, Nemesis. I love you, you Nemesis. I love you.
Right? Straight up, all the weirdos are coming out of the woodworm. Who you're just like, oh Jesus, who the hell are you? Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you guys. My mom is loving the horror movies because she goes, after this, if not, I'll watch it tomorrow. It's something called Orphan Kills, and I can't wait to see.
Oh sweet.
Wow.
That sounds interesting.
Sounds like your mom was really into some interesting films there.
Well, she's the one who got me interested in Star Trek because
cool.
as a baby, she said she used to sit down and watch Star Trek, and I'd be right there in front of her.
Awesome.
And
That's
Dark
cool.
Shadows. She got me.
Oh,
into
Dark Shadows.
Oh.
Hey, I love Dark Shadows.
Yep, I like your mom already. She's very cool.
But yeah,
Dark Shadows. Yeah, that's a great show.
I'm on season 5 right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dark
think?
Shadows to watch. There's only 1,000 episodes, so it takes a while.
And sometimes I laugh because I see the boom coming over into
Oh
the
yeah.
shot.
Oh yeah, there's so many cheesy mistakes in some episodes. It's hilarious, but that's what makes it kind of great, because they couldn't do retakes most of the time, right? They were almost basically filming it like it was live, even though they actually recorded it and broadcast it later. But they didn't have the time to do reshoots very often, right? So,
No, they did not. I mean, I have all the books on the show, and they said, it was so fast paced, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I take my hat off to you with the mistakes, because everybody learned their lines. It may have flubbed a few here and there, but you'd have to learn them every day and shoot it live and film it, and they'd have to rush the print to put it on TV. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, when you think they were cranking out like a 22-minute episode every single day, and the actors would get that day done, and then they'd have to grab the script and memorize the lines for the very next day. It was like, did these people get a chance to sleep? It's like, I find it totally amazing, right? Especially somebody like Jonathan Frid as Barnabas, who often carried an episode, and he could have these immensely long scenes of pages and pages of dialogue, and he'd basically get it pretty much totally correct most of the time. Occasionally he would stumble on the line, but not that often. And I just found it incredible that these people could memorize that much dialogue in such a short amount of time. It's like totally impressive, right? It's just amazing.
Exactly. And I just discovered something from the UK, but I'm looking on eBay. They have all the original actors that are alive, and they did audio dramas. And I'm like,
Whoa, I think I've
wow.
seen some of that. Yeah, and sometimes they go over some of their old scripts.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow.
I have to say, Lara Parker was hot. the witch Angelique.
Oh, Angelique, yes, and she's written so many Dark Shadow books. You know, if y'all didn't know that,
No, I
she
didn't, but I know I've seen some of the videos of the conventions they do, and she seems very dedicated. She seems to really enjoy it.
yeah. I mean, she said at first, you know, she was thinking in her head, you know, oh my gosh, all these people on me after all these years about Dark Shadows, and I've done other things. But then she said, you know what? It only lasted a few minutes because I turned around and thought, you know, I'm so appreciative. And what more can you ask to have 50 years later people still talking about the show you were in, you know? So it
Amazing,
was,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I think any actor that has a moment like that where they get a particular series or movie where people are still talking about it half a century later, I think most of them come around to the fact that, hey, this is a real blessing in my life to be associated with this character that people remember and still love, right? And still, want to talk about and think about and and enjoy. And I think, I would feel totally blessed if I was an actor and I had that, that kind of character associated with me. Like that would be so cool.
Yeah, it
See, and I
gives
find
you,
that absolutely that's very true, PvP. Because like what the person I think of when that comes to is Billy Piper. Like I've met Billy; she's an absolute sweetheart. And like she was in Doctor Who as Rose, and like he didn't have a particularly long run, but like she is such an avid fan of Doctor Who. She is a sweet person. She interacts with the fans, like, and she gets treated like royalty because of that one part by such a loyal fan base. And it just goes to show such a juxtaposition between someone like Billy Piper and whoever the modern Doctor is.
oh, let's not go there, please.
Yeah,
Exactly. We're not.
I
We're gonna
Peter
go past
McGavin?
that.
I saw videos about the so-called 60th anniversary special or whatever, and the woke dialogue in it was absolutely cringy. Like it just turned my stomach when I
Well,
saw some of this stuff.
I'll say one thing. You know that part where she goes, "Well, you don't know what it's like to feel to be a woman." Well, hell, you were just a woman for 3 years before you came back as Doctor Tennant, so I
Yeah,
think you would
exactly. Yeah.
know.
So much for writing continuity.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
people were also talking about Mystique and the X-Men.
oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
that controversy. Have you heard about the controversy? And now
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Okay, how
Okay,
can she
so
change into a
Please, yeah,
man
please. I
and
haven't
get
heard. Please
somebody
fill us in.
pregnant?
this
Now,
is in the
can I just
comic.
ask a question, guys? Which
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mystique are we talking about? Are we talking about the
X-Men.
newer Mystique or like the old Mystique from X-Men 1, 2, and 3, circa the
Well,
2000s?
this is a comic book related controversy. I think that they gave the true origin story of
Yeah.
Nightcrawler, and they
Yeah.
said because before I think Nightcrawler was like Azazel and Mystique.
Yes.
They were the parents of Nightcrawler. I think.
Huh?
As,
I could be
yeah, as far
way
as I was
wrong.
aware. No, I
But
think you're right.
what they did now is that Mystique is actually the father because she had shapeshifted into a man and thusly impregnated. Oh, I forget the name of the mother, but it wasn't first of all, it wasn't Azazel because he can't have babies. But I forget the name. Oh, do you remember the name of the mom?
No, I'm trying to
But
think
either
right now
way, it's
too.
just
But
Mystique now can do what it like does boner stuff.
yeah,
I
but
mean, you know what? I don't feel terrible about that. Maybe the fact that he's now the parent, but like, I don't know, like it makes sense. If you can change your bodily form to be anything else, why wouldn't you be able to do that too?
yeah,
That's fine,
but oh, sorry, Scotty, but
But like,
but
yeah, the retconning of the thing, that's really weird. I don't like
yeah,
that. Cause yeah, I prefer having, like a demon and a demon baby. Cause I like Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was sweet.
well, I like
and
He still is sweet,
Azazel.
but I don't know anything about Azazel, to be honest, so I couldn't.
He was an X-Men First Class, and I just
yeah,
there was a
yeah.
connecting of the dots kind of thing, and I was just like happy that I learned about Azazel because he was eventually going to be found out to be Nightcrawler's dad. And now the worst part is it's just like the pushing of a side of Azazel. Like that's what I'm upset about more than the boner stuff.
Well,
That's fair, and that's understandable.
they were on
Go ahead.
about the boner stuff going, can she make sperm, when she's a woman, really? And you remember when she turned into Wolverine, her knives weren't as strong. They were bone. She
Yeah.
couldn't
That's right. He
totally
carved her
transform.
fucking claws off.
That's right. So how could she create sperm? That's what they
Well,
were
would it just be
saying.
shitty sperm? Would it be like kind of like jank sperm? Just like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me stop off at the sperm bank before I poke you, baby.
Well, that's an
Well, I
interesting.
mean,
That's an interesting question because it does sort of retcon what Mystique's powers are now.
Thank you.
Now she
Yes.
can transform to produce whatever she's transforming into does produce. So if she turns into a toad, she can secrete the poisons.
dude, life finds a way. Come on now.
No, I understand, and that's funny. But I'm just saying,
Thank you.
it's like what can she recreate the blood type of the person? So if she gives a blood test, she's fine because she can actually produce genetic material. And if she is a mimic, then why wouldn't she be able to do that? And now she's virtually undetectable. And if that is the implication of the biology of her producing sperm, just because she decided to be a dude for a bit.
So she can imitate down to the genetic level, like even
Which doesn't that's too much for me. That's a bridge too far. That's not a mutation.
Too much. Yeah, because remember, like we just said, her claws weren't steel; they were bone, and so she can't.
Which makes
so
more
that
sense.
would say yes, and that would say I cannot transform underneath the look of what I'm transforming into. I can't do it all the way,
So
Otherwise,
can,
she
So
would have had
here's-
steel claws.
she can mimic a form, but she doesn't actually become the thing itself.
That's what
Yeah.
I think.
So my question is though, because like as far as I'm aware from the one encounter I've had, like hermaphrodites can also, depending on if they have the testes inside of them, can produce sperm as well as being a female. But as far as I'm aware, the sperm isn't viable, but they still
Right.
produce it.
I'm
That's
so
So
what
maybe
glad
they
I
could.
had dinner, Nemesis. I'm so glad I ate
You are-
earlier.
Oh, come on, geez, it's biology, bro. We're talking about fucking
I'm giving you
grow
all
up.
time.
Oh, I hope you didn't have hot dogs.
I can be a lot more like. Do you want me to be vulgar and like get into it? I can get some real Rule 34 stuff going on here if you want.
No,
No,
man,
Speaking
don't
no.
do
of
it. That's
vulgar,
my
should we
job.
catch up on the chat?
That's all right.
No,
Yeah.
we're talking about certain things here, Gorilla. God damn it! Stop trying to distract
Wonderful
us.
idea.
Bill just doesn't want to hear about your
I was thinking-
hermaphrodite encounter there, Nemesis.
Tell me more about the sperm.
I know. I was thinking the
Oh,
same
I'll
thing.
tell you all about it,
Hermaphrodite encounter. That sounds like a disco group or something to me.
dude. That's a metal group fucking band.
Oh, metal. Okay.
I know we're talking about an amazing topic, but yes.
Oh
we
my
do
God.
We need to.
Talk about going off on a
apologize again to the
tangent.
chat. I'm so sorry to the chat. And speaking of the chat, it looks like the person we have next is Gorilla says, so I'm boring.
Hey, girl, don't be bored. Read some chat.
DVB
Yeah, dude. What the
says,
hell?
Good to have a
Gorilla.
panel too. Yeah, I can't stream alone because I'm the kind of person that needs someone to bounce the ideas off of and vice versa.
Well, that's the
Exactly.
same thing.
Exactly.
And then people ask me to stream too. That it's like you're up there for like 5 minutes. It's like, well, I wasn't planning on streaming, but I got asked to stream, so I was like, come on, what can we talk about then?
Oh, hey,
Well,
that's how-
if somebody asks you to stream, then at least it's a good idea if they show up, right?
yeah, well, I
yeah.
showed up last night. Girl, I had a good stream last night, actually, guys.
Yes.
I was afraid. I was going to see if I could come on, but I was afraid. I didn't
Oh,
know
I'm
if I
gonna
could.
be having,
Dude, there were so many people on your stream last night. I was shocked.
Yeah, and tomorrow I'm gonna be having my birthday stream. So
Nice.
Oh my god.
Oh,
How old are you?
Your birthday tomorrow?
30.
Happy birthday.
well, my birthday's on Tuesday, but I'm busy on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, me,
Hey,
yeah.
Well, tomorrow will be perfect. I'll be in that way. If it's okay,
Yeah,
can
that'll
I
work.
stop by?
Yeah.
Is that when you're doing the Christmas thing?
Christmas.
Yeah, I'll do that at night, but I'm gonna do the birthday stream in like around noon or something.
Cool.
Oh, early. Okay,
All right, then I will be there then, Gorilla. That's okay.
that sounds like fun.
Any of you guys seen Oppenheimer?
Not
No.
me.
I've heard something about we see his ass, and while he's screwing his wife, he says he destroyed the world while he's screwing his wife.
No,
So
he
here-
doesn't.
He was destroying her at the same time.
No, there's
If
funerals.
that's what you want to call it.
So I guess destroying the world gets its rocks. So I guess destroying the world gets its rocks off. I guess.
Well, in the context, yeah, sure. In the context of the movie, it fits. But it was good anyway. I was just curious if anybody.
I
I've
did
not
to
seen
see it, but I just haven't had a chance yet. I don't go to the theaters, so maybe when it's available on pay per view.
That'll be our second weekend. Let's make that our second week in January.
Sure, what the hell?
If it's available, is it available yet?
It just came out on Blu-ray on the 25th, so I'm sure it's on.
Oh,
Digital.
then it should be out on the high seas, and I need to
Well,
look
I could have found it the same day it hit theaters.
yeah, but what kind of
Yeah.
copy?
That does generally happen, doesn't it, these days?
Yeah, but we don't want the copy where you have somebody's heads in front of the camera. Or something like that.
That would not be good.
Yeah,
oh,
or-
come
or-
on. Come on, the quality's gotten a lot better. It's not like I had like the one video I ended up with when the guy had Parkinson's.
No, we don't want that either, right?
You know, sometimes channel, like I went on to a Look Movie channel to watch the Robin Williams film for Jill's stream that she did yesterday morning, and the site was like unsafe now because excuse me, their certificate expired or something.
Well, it's because every time there's an update with the web browser, it starts filtering out older websites. It doesn't necessarily mean there's something wrong with that website. It's just that it's because the browsers are keep getting updates.
Yeah, it was weird though, because it said the certificate had expired, yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was always good before that, right? Because I used to watch Zorro on there all the time. So, but I still found it on another site, so it was fine. I still
Can
watched
I
the movie.
can I read some chats?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
now let's start with this one because I was worried about what happened. Philip, I hope you're okay. He left.
Hey DVB. Yeah, hey Gorilla and Philip.
Oops.
That's it. Oh, hey DVD, says Phil.
Thank you. Yo, there's plenty more.
Nemesis coming in hot mic. That it is. Laugh out loud. DVB, your mic is a little loud at Nemesis. Just saying, as a virtual friend.
He's on a phone, so he doesn't have a lot of control over his audio.
Oh, I did turn it down, so hopefully it's better now. Like as soon as I read that comment like 20 minutes ago, I was like, "Oh, okay, better adjust this." So,
I think you
Thank
sound
you.
fine.
Sorry, I chat so late,
Captain
everybody.
You're still
oh,
loud,
dude, it's all good.
You're still loud,
it's-
but I don't care. It's no big deal.
Captain
Oh,
is
am I?
notorious for dropping
Yeah, you
off
are
his
fairly
own
loud.
streams. He's done it to me many times as well. Laugh out loud. DVD.
Oh, yeah.
B says.
Oh yeah.
Been there a few
Well,
times.
Yep.
Right, sometimes it can be a little awkward, but like I said, it's because of that is how Jill and I met and started our streams. So I give him credit for that.
Philip says the Jungle Kelly.
For good old divorce
Stream
Kelly, well, we
Elements
are behind
says-
on this chat.
Tip.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me.
What?
I
Why are
try
you
not to
sorry?
select the stream elements. I
Gap
try to
After
get
Dark
those.
says hello DVB Nemesis Phil Edge of Time.
And
Gap.
hello, welcome Basil. I hope you're still here. I'm sorry our chat far behind.
Hey, Basil.
Hey, Basil.
Basil says hey
Basil.
guys.
Hey, thanks for the comments on the videos there, Basil.
Next.
And he says, "Hi guys."
Gap says Hakeem.
Yep, good to see you, Akeem.
Do
Hello,
the
dude.
Hey,
evolution.
team.
Hey, do the evolution 78 says hi everyone.
Yeah,
I
it's
do the
good to
evolution.
see you do the evolution. I'm glad you could make it.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Gap says hey Basil and evolution.
Hey, oh.
Philip says welcome to the Gap. Yeah.
Welcome to.
Welcome to
Yep.
the Gorilla. Someone play
Oh,
the
there
head
it is.
slap video for PvP's joke.
See how that means we are incredibly far behind on the chat because that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like a while ago. I apologize, everyone.
Probably like half an
Seriously.
hour ago. Yeah.
Half hour. Sorry, guys.
DVB says Captain is awesome though. I know a lot of people on YouTube don't like him, but I'm a fan despite our differences at times. I appreciate his intellect, intensity, and passion. He's a unique dude.
Well, if it wasn't for him, I never would have met my good friend and I'd rather Jill, that's for sure. I bet a lot of
DVB,
you guys.
Hello,
Yeah,
Gap,
that's
he
true.
says.
Yep.
DVB says, hello,
there.
Gap.
I
Hello,
met a
Gap.
lot of people from that a-hole.
PvP, laugh out loud, Gorilla. That's your job.
Right.
Do
What's
the
my job?
evolution. Yes, build a computer.
Agreed.
Well, we can't.
Agreed.
Right. You can, but you're talking. That can be. If you're talking about a tower, it could prove to be a little daunting and expensive.
Well,
Oh,
once again, it's set within the limit, right? It's however much we raise, it will be whatever it is. If it ends up
Right.
being a laptop, it's a laptop. But
Oh yeah.
to
Well,
build
if
for the
we could.
specs that we want,
yeah.
building it yourself could be cheaper and easier,
Yeah.
potentially.
I think that if I were like my next computer, I'm working off of a laptop right now, but I think I'm going to build myself like a multimedia PC tower. I don't know how viable it is to get a Blu-ray player for tower though, so I'll probably
Cheap
have.
and easy. You can get a USB external.
Can you get a USB Blu-ray? Because for I thought that there was like
Yeah.
technical
They
specifications.
have.
Yeah, I got
They
one.
have
I have
Blu-ray.
one.
Cool.
Yeah,
They
I'm
have
sure you
Blu-ray
can,
burner.
Scotty.
Blu-ray. Right. They have Blu-ray burners under $100. You could burn your own even.
Oh
So
no,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't even,
it's
I
like-
don't even want to burn it. I just want to be able to, like, when I get home, I want to, like, instead of picking up a remote
Right.
control, I pick up my keyboard and then, like,
Hit
I
a
don't know
button.
if you've
Yeah,
seen
you
Louis
can
Rossman,
hotkey
and
it.
he's got that cool little like thumb globe mouse, so you don't even have to use it, like, a trackball.
It's
But
kinda
no,
like the
I would prefer to have my television hooked up to my computer at this point because it's pretty much synonymous.
I got mine
Yes.
set up to hotkeys, and I
Yeah.
got the keyboard by my bed, and I just everything turns on, and then I just click the sequence, which is BLU, and it turns on the Blu-ray player, and it starts going. And the only thing it doesn't do is skip past the previews, but whatever.
Yeah, sometimes I like previews. They remind me of things I should be watching.
Right.
Dude, I was watching one movie and I was like, have you heard about The Morgans? And it's like a Hugh Grant, Sarah Jessica Parker romantic comedy from 2005 or something. And so, because I'm a hoarder, I look through my movies and I'm like, I have a copy of that. And so it's like, that's why I like watching movies and physical stuff, because you'll get those previews and it's like, have I actually seen this?
How
I
many
have it.
movies? How many movies do you have, Scotty?
Oh, when I say it, it either sounds like it's too much or not enough. I have 735.
Try 2,392.
See, that's what I'm
and I
saying,
bought
man.
4 of the same freaking damn Blu-ray.
Well, you're not counting that one 4 times.
No,
Okay.
I think 3 of them are unopened, and I think if I ever get off my butt and start streaming, that I'll just I'll already have pre-made giveaways.
See, that's
What,
a good
what
thing.
happened? What happened? You forgot that you had it. And you ordered it again.
Yeah, because I'm just now being able to afford because of my godmother. She got me several bookcases, and I started bringing out my DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'm like,
Nice.
okay, I just saw that, and let me go back, and then copy number 2 came up, then copy number 3, and then copy number 4, and I'm like, okay, we've got to. And I found this app called My Movies.
Mm-hmm. You scan the barcode.
Oh, I think we lost Gap.
No.
Oh,
dear.
I'm sorry.
There he is. Now we hear you.
I don't know why I minimized the screen on my phone, and apparently it cuts you off. But I'm sorry. Yeah, and
Yes.
now I'm scanning by barcodes. So if there's duplicates, I've
Oh,
got a
nice.
duplicate pile coming
Cool.
on, and I'm like, okay, yeah, because most of them I do not open them until I watch them. So 90% of them are still sealed, and
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a well, Scotty. When you said hoarder, who in the hell has 2392? Physical media. Yeah, me. And
If you've got room for it, go for it. I used to collect, but I just ran out of
closets are for
room.
clothes, right? Closets
But-
are for clothes,
Right.
right? No,
Exactly. But it's interesting because you mentioned getting like the shelving out and then pulling your movies out and putting them on shelves and finding what you had. And like, I'm looking forward to doing that. My movies are right now in boxes and I'm supposed to be getting some shelving soon. And when I put it up, it's not only going to be putting them up alphabetically, of course, because I have
Yes,
OCD
yes.
and I effing love doing that. It's one of my favorite things. But like you do it and then you realize you're not gonna like, am I actually going to watch I don't know, Herbie Reloaded? Or like there are gonna be movies that I go through and I'm just gonna be like, I don't want this. Why am I wasting shelf space? And so that's what I like about it. And I've got a bunch of movie. I bought some in bulk, but like the movies that I'm most ashamed that I haven't seen are the ones that I were like, I need that. And then I never watch it and I feel bad about it. So
I
maybe
remember
that's why
that.
my collection is smaller, is because I make a point of wanting to watch it and I feel bad if I haven't yet. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. And then if I find a movie that it's like, I'll watch it, but do I want to have it in my library? No, and I'll throw it away.
Well, that's what that bar scanning app that I got, and it
But that's
tells.
categorizing. That's not
Well, but
watching the movies.
it tells you the ratings, and I've decided anything that's rated under 3 that I have to take a
Stars?
serious look at. Yes, and
Well, yeah, but like
and I'm
nobody's gonna
like,
tell
why
me that
did I
Weekend at
buy that?
Bernie's is bad. I
Well,
like
yeah,
bad stuff. I have to see the movie to know whether or not I want it. I love Serendipity. The movie Serendipity with John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. Jeremy Piven is in it. So is Eugene Levy.
oh my
It's a
God,
terrible,
guys,
terrible movie. It's a
Oh,
romantic comedy.
Eugene
Uh,
Levy's awesome though. Eugene Levy makes just about anything he's in good.
You
guess
That's
might
why
what I
like it.
found? Zippity Doodah DVD.
it's a pretty day.
Oh, you've got Song of the South.
I have got the damn Song of the South, and I'm like,
Wow.
oh
That
my God,
that must be a pretty rare find these days.
Oh, it's a
yeah,
bootleg.
yeah,
Oh, is
Is
it
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 like a
is.
bootleg?
VHS?
No, it's on DVD.
They never released that officially on
It's a
DVD.
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
a
say, is that an
it,
official
it
release or a bootleg
it's an
copy or what?
official DVD bootleg.
Well, yeah, no,
Oh,
it's kind of like if you have a DVD of the Star Wars holiday special.
Right? I have two of those. One of them sealed in
Nice.
the package.
Hey, they sell those holiday specials on Amazon because I looked.
Yeah.
And the Ewoks. But yes, I found that, and I'm so excited because I like to get controversial. Or when they say they're going to ban something like Dukes of Hazards, I ran out and got all the Dukes of Hazards with the Rebel flag on the DVD case and the
Nice.
box before they went, before they had time to pull it off the shelves. Like, my mom's what are you doing? I'm like, I have to run to Best Buy now. She said, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, because within 4 or 5 hours, they're going to start pulling this stuff off the shelves, and it's causing controversy. So I got to run my butt over there and get it. And
I don't
so
know.
I got a
I
lot of
heard,
controversial movies, banned movies that they say are banned today.
yeah, but I remember there was a hubbub about Gone with the Wind, and they were
Got
saying that the
that
movie was.
original.
I've got the Blu-ray, and oddly enough, and this goes to your point, it is my copy of Gone with the Wind is still sealed. I have not watched it, and I will when I pierce the cellophane. That's when I will watch it. It still has a slip cover as well, but
Yes.
and the reason, and like I just happened upon it, and I thought it was like the greatest gold that I'd ever find because there was the hubbub about Gone with the Wind being, canceled or whatever. And you can still get it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's only like $20 or whatever. So it's like
Well,
people make a big deal about it, and then you find out 3 months later that it was exactly the attention span of the internet canceling things.
well, yeah,
Like, they can't do it.
yeah, and you've got to be careful when you order movies that are quote controversial. Just don't go out and order the first one you see. You have to go and look and find out like what is this one? Blu-ray.com is a good indication of the number of releases a particular film had. So you can go back and say, okay, I have to have Gone with the Wind with this cover and this barcode. If you want to be anal like me, I'll go, okay, cover doesn't match and that barcode doesn't match. So that's not the one I need, because there was one movie I got, and I can't think of it right now, that they cut cut several scenes down, and shaved 15 minutes off the film. And then some of the TV shows on Blu-ray that they're releasing now have been cut down to 45 minutes instead of their original 50 minutes to 57 minutes or whatever it was back in the day. They cut out scenes and stuff, and I went back and watched The Bionic Woman, and they cut a bunch of scenes out of they cut it down big time.
That
And I was,
sucks.
Some of the Bionic Woman episodes?
yes, and
That's awful.
shaved it down from its original runtime. And I'm like, excuse me, I go to epiguides.com, and I'm like,
They shaved the Bionic Woman.
I was like, you shaved
Nice.
her down.
Sounds interesting.
But
Sounds hygienic.
It's just it's despicable. They shouldn't be touching the classics like
Yeah,
that.
that's horrible, man.
Right. When they shave it down for time, like to add more and more commercials and shit like that, it's crap.
Because I'm guessing Bionic Woman would have been probably about 48 minutes back in the day. I'm guessing something around there.
50 something. But they went
What's it?
down to
50
40
in the 70s? Oh, okay.
And they went down on one episode to 42, and I'm like,
That's horrible.
Shit.
What 8 minutes did we miss out of the if I hadn't watched it so much?
It was just the Bionic Woman using the N-word repeatedly.
Well, I've got the original. Speaking of that word, I've got the Sanford and Son original DVD release that has the N-word in it.
Nice.
Twice. I have it too.
Yeah,
Oh.
and
The courtroom scene,
yeah,
and the guy dancing in Fred's living room with the
exactly.
shoes.
Yep.
Roscoe.
Back when TV had courage, right?
Yep.
Yes. Now it's a bunch of. I don't
Now
watch. I
Now
got
it's a bunch of cowards.
I don't know, man. The Boys is pretty courageous.
Well, I saw an episode of The Boys, and now I don't know what I'm going to think about watching it, because my friend said, you just watch one episode of The Boys. It doesn't matter. So they gave me the penis one where they went inside the penis. And I'm like,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I might have done that.
okay, thanks for starting me off there.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I don't think that that's a fair assessment of how to watch The Boys. You really have to start at the beginning. You learn in the first 5 minutes of the show what you're supposed to think of these superheroes, and it only gets worse from there. And it is a divide between normal people and the superheroes, and then you just find out that the superheroes are, contract actors at NBC in the 1990s.
Right. Well, Pops, guys, I've got to get going, so I don't get yelled at. But
Thanks for stopping by, Gap. It was great to see you.
Thanks
nice
for
to meet
having
you, Gap.
me. Thanks for having me. And I'm sorry I talk a lot. It's just I don't get on streams.
You don't? No.
I don't
You
get
came
on
to the right
streams.
place.
I don't get on streams a lot, and then all of a sudden my mouth is like going 90 miles an hour.
No, you're absolutely fine.
I've been
All
there
right.
myself a few times, Gap, so no worries, man.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
it was fun.
definitely,
it was.
Scotty. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Have sending good vibes and good spirits, and everybody have a great evening.
Yeah,
Please come back again when you can. Yeah, I hope to see you again.
Yeah, thanks, Pops.
Bye-bye.
See you, man.
Take care, Gap.
Bye.
Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody wang chung tonight.
That was good to have Gap on here. That was cool. And
Yeah,
it was
I
fun.
hope, and I hope Bill Gaming's doing okay.
Nice to see a new face on the panel for sure.
Yeah, dude, we had two tonight so far. It was also Philip Gaming's.
Yeah, he showed up for a while, but he didn't say anything, right?
I felt bad. I never said hi.
Yeah,
He
maybe
was
the
so
poor guy,
silent.
maybe he couldn't get a word in or something. I usually try not to talk too much. I try to let everybody talk.
Yeah, that's why I was letting Gap and Scotty shoot back about the DVDs and stuff back and forth. I figured, okay, this is kind of interesting, so I'll just
Thanks.
sit
Well,
back and be quiet.
Yeah, at least
I'm
they have
envious.
something to say. At least they have something to say. So yeah, go
Hey,
for
Scotty, I just
Hmm.
wonder, you were going to say something about Stan Rogers earlier on in the stream that you never got to finish because we all got yapping about other stuff.
Oh, I was just going to say that the reason we bring up the song that we're discussing, which PvP put in the chat, is called "The Northwest Passage." The reason we were brought to that song, or at PvP directed it to me, is because we were watching Scorpion Part 1 from Star Trek Voyager, where
Yeah.
there is a place through the Delta Quadrant which is void of Borg ships, and they use that and they call it the Northwest Passage. PvP pointed out that that is a historical reference to
Yep.
northern Canada,
Yep.
and he asked me during the view party, the watch party. He was like, "Have you ever heard this song?" And I was like, "No." And so he sent it to me, and I listened to it, and it's great. It's Canadian, and it's folky. It's East Coasty, little Irish, little choral, like of a choir kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
But-
like a cappella kind of thing. But it's
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's very cool. But it is, and you mentioned it being akin to Gordon Lightfoot's "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald."
It reminds me of that because it's about Canadian history put to a song, right? So
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, it was
Nerds.
very interesting. That's what
Yeah,
we were. Yeah.
it's a cool song. Yeah.
Do the Evolution in the chat says, yes, build a computer. Forget laptops.
I think yeah.
Yeah, I'm
DVB
happy to have
says-
my old desktop here, personally. Sorry,
Nemesis,
Bob.
well, I guess the obvious question, Nemesis, do you know how to put together a computer?
No, not at all. But I know people who I can talk to and put on a budget, and I've never done it, and I'd like to learn. Right?
Me too.
Like
Or we
the
can
only way
always
I'm going to
do
be
it.
able to do it is to do it.
It's
Well, we
not
can always-
tough.
No, it's not. And we can always do a live stream. And if we have LDG on, you can't find a smarter person.
Yeah, that's good.
Exactly,
He's tech
yeah.
support. Sure.
That would make a great live stream, actually. It's like, let's watch a computer get built. Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi built it.
Let's watch Nemesis fuck up royally in front of everyone.
Yeah, let's
But it's
watch
okay.
Nemesis try to put that card in the slot and bend all the pins, right?
Right? Be like, hey, how come it's not going in the right way? And they're like, oh, you just got to force it more, right? Like maybe spit on it, you know. All of a sudden, there's smoke and
right.
mysterious
I
blue
did-
smoke
I
everywhere. You're
actually-
just like, oh no.
I actually did that once and I felt like a damn ass, I'll tell you. Like, fuck me, I fucked up. Not fun.
Did Scott put his
Oh, it looks
PVR
like-
on the motherboard?
Oh, God.
It was not a good
Hello
feeling
to-
when I bent the pins.
Hello to Jim's Landscape LLC. Good to see you, dude.
Hello,
Hey, Jim.
Jim.
Hey, Jeff.
Welcome. I hope you're doing well, Jim. Hope you're feeling well. DBB
We got a
says
ton of
your
chats
mic-
to catch up on.
Your mic sounds better now, Nemesis, says DBB.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the
Yeah.
heads up. I appreciate that. Thank you,
Yeah,
DBB.
To Cali,
Cali, unfortunately, yes.
California.
Philip Gaming says California idiots. Yeah, I'm from. No, but maybe that's why Philip left. Philip, I didn't mean the offense. I'm from California.
No, I
I've seen
said
it all.
boner stuff. Maybe that was it.
Well, I don't think
Oh,
pot meant everybody,
well,
single person in
Could have been
California.
what I was talking about.
Well, no, we were getting into the superpower sexuality, and then when I said
Oh,
boner
God.
stuff, that's when Phil left.
Well,
It all went downhill because you triggered Nemesis and other horrific stories, and you guys are like, well, anyways, moving
Hey.
past.
But then we got to a place where we were all safe, and we shaved the bionic woman.
That's for
Well,
hygiene.
Philip,
Shaving the bionic woman is much more enjoyable than boner stuff for sure.
Well,
Philip,
Oh,
if
said
you're-
you.
If you're
Anyways.
out there, Philip, if you're out there,
Hey, I'd
Philip,
shave the bionic woman. Hell,
Yeah. Anyways, we keep interrupting Pop. Sorry, Pop.
yes,
sorry,
sorry.
Pop.
If you're out there, Philip, or if anybody knows him, please tell him we didn't mean to offend him. Please come back.
I hope it
I'm from
wasn't.
California, so I just mean it in jest.
Yeah, send that Pickles. He knows him personally.
Dap says, do they have electric programs where they help people with their electricity from a fund from the electric company? They do that where I live. Yeah, I know here, or at least where I'm, of course, not where I am now, but I've seen where they'll give like maybe a little help on the electricity bill and stuff like that, where they'll, they won't pay the whole thing off, but they might give you a little bit of cash to help you pay towards it.
Yeah, they don't.
It's
do
It's
that
different
much.
province to province
Yeah.
here. So, like,
think-
every province does it differently. Sorry, PvP.
No, that's okay, Nemesis. I think here in BC, I got one electric bill where they took a little bit off. I guess it was some kind of, it was like the GST rebate thing we get every 3 months. It was some little electricity, rebate thing or something, which, it was nice to get like $20 off or whatever. But I still got, the good thing about the electric company here where I live is they'll let you get like 6 months behind because they only bill you every 2 months, right? So I got 3 bills behind, and then I was like, oh shit. And then I got a disconnection note, and I was like, oh, double oh shit. So the great thing is though, I phoned them right away, and they're super nice, great customer service at the electric company locally here. And I
Yeah.
talked to a nice lady, and she's like, okay, you just pay the first bill on, by this date, which I could because that was the day I was getting paid. And then she said, okay, you pay the second bill like, the first week in December, and pay the balance off, and everything's good. And I was like, okay, great. And so I phoned them, like earlier this week just to double check that they got my payment. And they were like, oh yeah, we got your first payment and everything's good. And don't worry, you're not going to get disconnected. So really, really, really nice people there. And
Yeah, but
so they're very
but-
patient. Let's put it that way.
yeah, but and this is something like, and I want to just confer with my fellow Canadian. PvP.
Canadians, what the fuck, bro? Ouch.
Oh, are you Canadian too? So here's what I'm
Yes.
thinking is that I think it's rude to talk about our socialist utopia when we're talking to Americans who have to pay for everything.
Well, I
Of
don't think I'm
course.
talking about utopia. I mean, I did get a disconnection notice, Scotty. That's not exactly utopia.
You didn't pay your bill for 3 months.
6 months.
6
Six.
months.
So what did you
But
think
that's-
was going to happen?
that's-
They're going to send you
that's-
flowers?
That's just
What do
this
you-
company's
we-
policy, though. I think
what
it
do you
started
guys-
with when the
What do
virus
you guys?
hit. When the virus
Rebel.
hit, they decided to give people a break, and they haven't gone back yet to being more tough, right? So they're still pretty lenient. So, but as long as you pay them eventually, once you get disconnected, you're like fucked, right? Because then you got to pay all the reconnection fees and all
Yes,
that.
this
fun
is
shit,
true.
right? So yeah, it's like it could be like $450 to get reconnected. Right?
Yeah,
So
but
I do not want
besides-
to go there.
Besides medical
not
care, what do you guys? Besides medical
Bob.
care, what do you guys not have to pay for that we do?
I don't know. I've never had to pay things for.
Well, I
things
pay
in
my
America.
rent. I mean, I
As
pay
far as
my
I'm
rent.
aware, it's just
Yeah,
the
sir.
medical care that's
I
the
pay
only
my-
difference between us.
Yeah, I got to pay my auto insurance every month. All that.
So
good
you're
stuff.
basically you have to pay like rent, electricity, water, gas, whatever.
I don't pay
Utilities.
water.
Well, and even
I don't,
then,
I
like
don't pay
it's
water because I'm in an apartment, but I do pay electricity.
No,
yeah.
but you do generally. I'm talking about the whole country. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about you
yeah, yeah.
specifically.
yeah. So Pop, when it comes to like the whole country, like generally speaking, there's a generalized healthcare, but like dental isn't covered in most provinces. There's
Right.
a huge waiting list. Like we get certain things for free, but at the same time, it's not everything.
Yeah, eyeglasses
So-
too, right?
So when
How
you
much
said
is-
That's
you
right.
got to pay for glasses, right, out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
So.
Like I consider the Canadian medical safety net is the best part about it is that if I break my arm, no worries.
Right.
Like if I get into what do they call it? Like triage. Any triage to sew me up and get me back to health is pretty much going to be like under $1,000. If I get if I get hit by a car and survive, I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean basic stuff like anything it's only like what they call elective stuff. Like if I wanted to have like
Well, no, no,
cosmetic
no.
surgery, I'd be paying for that, of course, right?
No, but and I had it again. My medical history is fairly like vanilla. Like I don't have a
Right.
lot of. I've never gone in for stuff.
I can give you a history if you
Like
want.
and
See,
the
and, like-
stuff that I have gone in for were dental, and so those were the
Well,
things
dental,
that
you're going to
hit
pay
me the-
through the nose.
exactly.
I've been
It's-
there.
it's-
See,
it's-
but I
it's-
will.
Yeah.
I will disagree here, and at least in Alberta. My cousin had a brain tumor, and the government of Alberta deemed it as cosmetic surgery to have it
You're
removed.
kidding.
Like we went. No. There's news footage and everything. We had to do fundraisers for. They ended up going down to Texas to a private clinic and cost like $250,000 to
Oh my God,
operate
Yeah.
on her. But she's alive. She's doing well. Like.
that's good.
But at the same time, right? Like it's not everything is covered. Not like they're very picky about
Yes.
what they want to cover.
The more
province-
complicated the medical emergency,
but the
there
provinces
is
differ.
financial responsibility.
My mother had uterine cancer back in the 70s, and she basically her doctor was really good because she got her pap smear and caught it very early when there were just cells on the lining. of her uterus, and her doctor said, "Okay, we're not screwing around. We're going to remove this sucker. It's all coming out right now, because I'm not taking a chance with this." And basically, my mom was like in her, I don't know, probably around late 30s then. So basically, she went in, she had the surgery, she was in hospital. Back in those days, that was major surgery, and she was in there for like a week recovering, because that's what they did back then, right? And saved her life. She lived to be 92, and she didn't pay a penny for it, right? So, at least in BC, if you got cancer, they pretty much cover it, right? So I guess it depends where you
Really, is
are, right?
cancer coverage like
Here, well, when my mom had it, it was. So
all right? Well, and we live in different provinces, so
you're in Ontario,
Yeah.
right?
So there you go, popped. An answer to every province is different. Every case is unique.
Gotcha.
It's
Well,
frustrating.
it's like when my mom had to have a pacemaker put in her late 70s. They had to take her in the ambulance, like 45-minute drive down the road, and then they put the pacemaker in, and it was another 45-minute back the other way when she was well enough to travel after having the pacemaker put in, and she didn't pay a penny for that. So it's like, there you go, right?
Excellent.
you know what?
Hello,
I have,
Cody Guy.
hey,
Hello.
Cody guy.
Who is
I'd
Phantom
have to-
Boomer Explores.
Hello there.
Cody.
Hello,
Hey,
Cody.
Gilbert.
Anyway, enough medical talk.
DBB says Suzanne is cool. Yeah, yes, I agree.
Yeah, she is.
And DBB says, Pops, my entire life I wanted to live in California. I know it's a problem. It has its problems, but is California still?
Hey.
But it's not a question. He's telling me California is still awesome. Your government sucks, though, just like here in Washington. If you're in Washington State, when it comes to government and politics, it's very similar. But California is more extreme. Expect it to be a struggle unless you're making a lot of money. It's very, very expensive. A lot of crime, a lot of drugs, feces on the street, depending on the city you live in. There are more conservative cities. If you head to the Bay Area or LA or anything like that, you're going to be living in a hellhole. Just advice, in my opinion. California is a beautiful state, but the further you get away from the big cities, in my opinion, that is. DBB says, by the way, I'm watching this stream from my yacht. LOL. All right.
Delightful.
Well, then, where's the invite? Right.
I will land on your yacht in my helicopter. I assume you have a
Right.
helipad.
Basil Battle Dragon says, absolutely, I'd hate to be in a relationship like that. So we're talking about, I apologize for so late, guys. Do the Evolution says, I remember the story where the kid took his dad's new credit card from the mail and ordered pizza hookers, motel room, Pepsi delivered. The kid never had sex with the hookers. Instead, played Xbox.
Oh, good Lord. Why would you even bother getting
What a wasted
hookers?
opportunity.
See,
Well,
this is why I am embarrassed by my generation there. That's about as bad as when the restaurant I used to work with got broken into, and they passed $5,000 worth of booze, never grabbed a single bottle, but they grabbed the weed that was stored in the counter that everybody forgot about.
Yeah, that's kids. That's like this one that Do the Evolution's talking about. But he must have been like 12 or under or something crazy. Obviously, if he was like 16 to 18, he never
Yeah.
even had taken the Xbox with him.
No,
Yeah,
this was the 18 and 19-year-olds that broke in. So I'm like,
No,
I'm
we're-
talking about Do
yeah.
the Evolution.
We're
Yeah,
talking
See,
about
do the Evolution sounds like he's talking about some like Home Alone 2 shit where he's like, I'm gonna go and like rent a hotel room and order a hooker and not really know what to do with it. So I'm just gonna have her play Xbox because that's what you do, right? That's what adults do in adult
yeah,
playtime.
Right. That's
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
want to say, I want to jump ahead a little bit and say hello to Hakeem. I want to say hello to Phantom Boomer. Phantom Boomer is
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
hello.
there. I'm trying to get
Yeah,
there.
let's carry on with the chats, guys.
Yeah, good idea.
PvP. There's a link that he puts for that song. Let me, if I can slow this down. There's that link that PvP was talking about. It's a video, right? PvP.
It's Northwest
Yes,
Passage. It's a
a
song.
It's a music video, basically. Yeah.
Gotcha. DVP says, Scotty, no way, it's friggin' Scotty.
It's
Yes,
true.
believe it or not.
Fun.
Scotty, there were
These
thumbs
are
up
my,
with
I enjoy
flames
this
even.
Saturday. This is a Saturday date for me. I'm enjoying
Yeah, we're
myself.
very lucky to have him here. He's a busy man. Basil Battle Dragon says, hi there, DVB. And DVB says, hey, great to see you again, Basil. Absolutely, yes,
Basil.
it is. Gorilla, would you like to read this?
Just a sec. All right, it says, they went all the way down.
That's right.
That reminds me of that old Rolling Stones song. Do you remember that song, guys? She went all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way down. That's a great song.
Hey, somebody
No,
has to
yeah.
clip that. Somebody has
but
to clip that.
PvP, they explained in multiple episodes. People asked her, so how far is down? So do those spots go all the way down? And she goes, maybe you just
All
have
the
to
way.
find out.
Oh yes, Dax. Okay, I get it. I remember now.
Yeah, we're talking about Dax and
Yeah, I remember
the
now.
trail makeup.
It just triggered that memory of a good old Rolling Stone song.
Okay, you guys all got your guns loaded. I hated that
Yes.
makeup.
No. Boo! I
We're
thought we could be
always
friends,
loaded.
bro. What the heck? Ouch.
It
Always
was so
loaded.
lazy. It was so lazy because when I see makeup like that, all I picture is the actress off screen saying, "I'm not putting on latex. You're not going to make me do that." So they're saying, "Well,
No,
how about if we just paint a few dots on you?"
No, the thing
Oh,
with
well,
Dax,
okay, I guess.
the thing with the Dax there, they were gonna have the prosthetics on her, but one of the producers said, "No, we're not covering up her pretty face. They wanted the pretty face."
Yeah.
That's even
And I
worse.
appreciate that choice. No.
Well, but
okay,
here's an
right?
interesting
We got to
thing.
have them all look. Okay, go ahead.
Here's an interesting thing. Because Major Kira, also an attractive woman, she gets the mild prosthetic of the Bajoran nose on the bridge of her nose, and so that's the context of this. She gets somebody tweeted about this recently, or whatever you call it, on X, and said, "How long does it take to do the trill spots? Is it longer than doing like anything else? It seems like it would be a process." And Nana Visitor actually said, no, that took no time at all. The hard part about getting the Bajoran nose, though, is that they had to paint her face the same color as the prosthetic, and it took like an hour and a half to put just a little something on the bridge of the nose.
Well, see, which show is this from?
DS9.
Alien Nation.
Yes, and Star Trek ripped this makeup off wholesale.
I disagree.
Well, this came out before Alien Nation. Before Star Trek. You don't see any similarity.
Well, no, I'm just saying freckles are freckles, and the arrangement is different. And also,
I'm not talking about the arrangement of the pattern. I'm just saying the idea of the makeup.
you're just saying that any alien with freckles before Dax is a ripoff.
Well,
Or what is Dax is ripping off any freckles?
No, it's like anything that can be copyrighted. I'm saying if it looks very similar, then yes, it's a ripoff.
I don't find this to be similar. I think that one of the
Okay.
defining aspects of these alien, the newcomers, I believe they're called, is that they are bald. They have no head or no hair. And so that,
No
yeah,
head.
exactly. Sorry about that.
That would
Don't
be
give head.
entertaining.
I know, but I'm talking
Aliens
about
with
the
no heads.
tattoos.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, no, the freckles and the
Right.
tattoos, the beauty marks, however you want to define it. But I think that the arrangement of it, and that's like the initial design of the Trill was very similar to what they did with the Bajorans, is because it was a nose prosthetic with like branches that went out over the brow. And then that got condensed into the Bajorans and then taken off of the Trill, and then the Trill was just basically the freckle design down the sides. Do I think that there is a similarity there? Yeah, but I don't think it's.
Well,
I don't think it's
I think
derivative.
the spots in one show could have maybe inspired the spots in the other show, kind of thing. But whether that's an outright ripoff, I mean, I don't know.
It would have been, I don't know, it's just in my opinion, it would have been nice if Star Trek would have used more than one makeup person.
But let's face it,
Because
though. I mean,
you get to the point
I
you get to the point you run out of ideas and you just start repeating yourself.
but art
I
always does
understand.
that, right, Pop? I mean, art is always borrowing and stealing ideas from other art, right? I mean, that's
Yeah, but
been
when it
going on
comes
for
to
centuries.
when it comes to a TV show or movie where you're going to make several episodes, have a variety, because be humble enough to realize, hey, we like Fred and he's a friend of ours, and we know he's one of us, but he's out of ideas. We need to shop this out.
You
I don't
know,
know. Doesn't
pop
matter.
Michael,
culture.
to be specific, Michael Westmore. Also, I'll be
If-
specific, Michael.
No, Michael Westmore, and I appreciate this about you, and this is something that through our interactions, I've learned about you, and it's just like, don't fight him on Michael Westmore. It's just, and I understand it's a
I'm
personal
not saying he's
preference.
bad. It's just that
No, I don't think you are.
I think
I
he just
think
ran out
that
of
you
ideas.
wanted
is
more
all.
variety.
All right.
Yes, repetitive. I just got tired of it.
Yeah, we're still an hour behind on chats here.
Come on,
Well,
Here
Gorilla.
we go.
Hang on now. We're
All
going to
right,
be 2
guys.
hours behind by the time we're done this
Wait,
argument.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's
wait,
true.
Go for
here's
it,
what I'm
Gorilla.
doing.
You know what? You guys do chat. I'm gonna go have a smoke. I just wanted that was
Okay.
so good. I have to
Bullshit.
inhale toxicants.
Yeah,
like a
come on.
plan.
Like
Right?
Gorilla's, he's chomping
Well-
at the bit to read some chat. Go, Gorilla.
Well, my goal is I want to get through the chat, but I don't want people to think I'm just going bam, 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 skipping through them. I want to address them too, so people know that I am paying attention.
Yeah.
And I want to respond to them. So the one with Quark who tagged along, I remember that one. LOL. Okay, guys.
Are you talking? Yeah, which
We're
one
talking
are you
about DS9.
There's a couple of them. I need more.
Where they went to Rhizon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Do the Evolution DS9 is boss. And Do the Evolution
Hell yeah, it
says,
is.
Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings. Love that one. Yes, I do. I mean, same here. Yes, I do. I love the Pumpkinhead movies. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Stan Winston, the makeup guy. Do the Evolution says, Working Girls, LOL. And DBB says, hey, Do the Evolution, I remember you. Before the dark times, before the Empire. And Do the Evolution says, at DBB, hi there, buddy, how are you? And DBB says, I changed my screen name. It's me, the artist formerly known as Citizen 333. Yes, that's correct. Oop, don't want Stream Elements. DVB says, as correcting himself. Stream Elements. Oop, I gotta pass those darn Stream Elements. DVB says, good to see you again at Do the Evolution. And DVB says, Pops and panel, I have a question. Oh my God. And that, DVB, if you're still around, please ask it. I'm so sorry. There it is. Have any of you watched Sharknado? I've never seen it, but I'm curious to check it out. I've heard it's really bad. Response from the panel?
Gorilla?
Never seen it.
Nope.
Neither have I.
I skipped through the first movie just to see how bad the special effects were, and I'm sorry I was not a fan.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty bad.
I know there's people out there that do like it.
Yeah,
but I know there's fans out there.
There was somebody
ahead.
lately on a live stream panel, I think, that said they binge watched the whole fucking series and then they loved it. So go figure, right?
It, yeah, that's okay.
Oh, good for them.
No, I mean, I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying, people have different tastes, right? Different opinions on what they watch.
Exactly.
Totally.
Honestly, for me, like there's a new movie that just came out, a Chinese movie called Crocodile Island, and about killer crocodile.
So there's an island with crocodiles, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But the CGI is so bad.
Oh.
For me, I find it an insult to the audience. And especially this day and age, there's no excuse for bad CGI like that. So it's very
man.
Definitely, yeah. You think they would have figured it out after like 20-something years of working.
What about
on
Lake
it, right?
Placid? Did you ever see Lake Placid?
I enjoyed Lake Placid.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And it had Betty White.
Right? Dude, Betty White as the bad guy. The bad guy. Amazing.
And the bad mouth.
Well,
Yeah.
and if you enjoyed that, I would recommend Hard Rain with Christian Slater and
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Garofalo or whatever her name is. But
no, it's Minnie Driver.
Oh, okay. How about get those?
Have you seen the one? I think it's called Gustav.
I've never seen Gustav.
I've not seen it.
Oh man!
So it's GUSTAV?
Yeah, it's about the killer crocodile in Africa that has like the highest body count of any crocodile ever, and they never caught him either. Yeah, it's sweet.
What is that? What is the Ghost in the Darkness with Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer?
That's a super interesting true story too. Fascinating, but man. Before we go off on tangents, should we?
Oh.
Yeah, it's 2 lines. It's about the man eaters of. God damn it! It starts with an S. Salvados.
I remember.
Oh, dude, it's great.
I've heard.
It's based on a true story, and these yeah. Well, I mean, do we want to get into it, or do we want to carry on with the chat?
We got to go with the chat, man.
Well, let's go with the chat.
Yeah. How about after we're done with the chat?
Sounds good.
I can write down all 3 of those movies.
And now we're talking about X-Men.
Yes.
If I can get it to show up on my screen here,
This
Nightcrawler
is all Nemesis.
was born. What is
You
going
go.
on with my damn chat? Nightcrawler
It's-
was born looking like a demon because it was a birth defect, if I remember correctly. Nightcrawler is a noble character, from what I remember. Yeah, I just didn't like the guy who they cast in the movies. I think they had 2 different actors total, but I didn't like the first one at all.
What, the Spanish one in X-Men X2 or whatever?
I don't know.
Spanish.
The one, yeah. Anyways,
Who's Spanish?
But
As is he?
or he was some sort of Latin American. He had an accent for sure.
I don't think
Which guy?
so. I don't remember this guy.
In
He was a
X-Men.
skinny guy.
Okay, then it's
Well, this
we're
guy-
not talking about the same actor. I'm talking about the movie from the early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
the one with Hugh Jackman and all those other ones.
But
Yeah.
I feel bad because I don't know the actor's name, but
I have no idea
I
what
don't
you
know.
guys are talking about.
I'll come out and say it, and no offense to anybody out there, but he was too feminine for Nightcrawler. I'll put it that way. Because it seemed to the point where that's all. It seemed to the point where that's
Yeah.
all the
Alan
director was
Cummings.
hiring anymore. Yeah, that's it. That's one I did not like.
He's Scottish and gay.
Obviously,
And I
that's all
don't
the
think that he
director
would
was
be upset
hiring.
about. Yeah, well, no. Well, yeah, Bryan Singer, but
Yes.
yeah, but I thought he did a decent job of He was timid. I agree with that, but it was also with the character at the time because he was taken over by that thing at the back of his neck. So him being cowardly, and yeah, I was fine with it. But now that you mention it, in comparison with the comics, Nightcrawler was more badass. Yes, I agree with you. Sorry for taking up your time.
See,
No,
and
you
it's
can
funny
take my
because, like,
time.
once again, I'm gonna take up a little bit of time here too. I've never read the comic book version, the one, and I've seen the original '80s cartoon. But like, I grew up with X-Men Evolution. That's my X-Men, the cartoon
Okay.
series, and it's fantastic. And they portrayed him as maybe a little bit timid, but like he was a hero. Like, and he wasn't like he was a teenager, obviously, in that show. So like. But they portrayed him really well, and like I liked the fact of like they explored where he goes when he teleports, and I don't know if they did that in the original comic or not, but I digress.
I thought when he teleports, he just goes to the location that he's looking at.
But the space between spaces.
Yeah, in the one that I saw, it's like a hell. When he pops in between, there's a smell of sulfur and whatnot, and so he gets trapped in like it's basically hell is where he teleports through, and it's fascinating.
Okay, very cool. No, I didn't know that. Appreciate it. Taylor Swift is waving, and I appreciate that, Taylor Swift. DB, one thing I can say for Taylor Swift, I like her song "Mean." It's a pretty good song. And I
Never heard it.
I've never heard.
One thing I can say about
Sorry.
Taylor Swift is that there's a horror artist named Meat Canyon who did an awesome rendition and comic, little quick animated thing on Taylor Swift, which I highly recommend everyone check out. It's fantastic.
Your sound just died, Nemesis.
Did it? Can you hear me? Can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you. I can hear you
We
now,
hear
but
you.
for a second there, you sounded like you were 100 miles away.
Yeah,
Oh, dear. Okay.
it kind of faded out a little bit distance.
Way
but
faded
we hear
out,
you
yeah.
now.
But you're fine now.
DVB says Oppenheimer looks boring to me. Just saying.
Oh,
Fair
how
enough.
long is that? It's like what, 2.5 hours long or something? That film.
180 minutes. It is 3 hours on the button.
Okay, that's one thing that's not going to help me enjoy the film. I mean, if
And
it's
one
Lawrence
thing
of
that I heard
Arabia,
about it,
if it's Lawrence of Arabia, I can do 3 hours, but Oppenheimer, I don't know. Anyway, sorry,
well, and the
Nemesis,
one
go
thing that I
ahead.
heard about and I'm sorry for interrupting PvP. The one thing I've
No
heard
worries.
about Oppenheimer is that it's like Memento. It's out of place and it's not told in like an actual chronological order. And like apparently there's a bunch of stuff that like you'd think the climax would be the bomb scene, but it's not. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on after that.
Yeah.
And apparently it just drags on and on. So
Yeah,
I heard
I think
very polarizing reviews.
I'll just watch it online eventually at some point. I'm not too worried. And the thing is, it's so fucking expensive to go to a theater these days. It's like, Jesus, guys, how much do you have to charge, right?
I didn't find it to be anticlimactic. It's very well. It's a movie about physicists who build a bomb and then are discarded by the industrial machine that needed them to do the thing.
The industrial military complex is what you're
That's
saying?
the one. And so it's about a brilliant man who was put into an industry, and then after the fact, when he became disposable, he was
Disposed.
yeah. And it makes you keep up with it.
Oh.
I would say that
I'm not saying.
the movie is tiring to watch because
Mm,
for a 3-hour movie, it goes. Like
okay.
I was in, it felt like being in a roller coaster, not like through the twists and turns and action, but just in terms of the music, the presentation of what you are expected to understand from the visual representation, and also well casted. So you're gonna be like, oh, it's that guy. Oh, it's that
Yeah,
guy. Oh, it's
the
that guy.
guy playing
And then,
Oppenheimer
oh,
looks
I'm
very
not done,
convincing.
sir.
He looks
And
very convincing.
it'll make you keep up with it. It is a movie that makes you keep up with it. It
Okay.
felt like about a 2.5-hour movie,
So I
and
get the
I think
feeling
that's
you
a
enjoyed it.
compliment. But I don't think it's boring at all. And also, don't forget the story of Oppenheimer. They call him
Oppenheimer.
Oppie a lot in the movie.
Oppenheimer?
In Oppenheimer, it's not a happy story. Like, you know how he does not end up being one of the most revered people in history.
Many stories aren't
And
happy, are they?
it's, well, I don't know. I've seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And
That
yeah,
didn't
no,
involve
I
it.
would recommend it. I think it is a taut drama that actually holds you.
Hey, I
I
didn't say
think
I wouldn't
it's made
watch it.
for adults. I
I'll
think
give it
it's
a chance.
mature.
Well, yeah,
But it's never boring. I
it's not
think I
another
took a
dumb
breath
superhero
once.
movie, at least, right, Scotty? I mean, I get what you're saying, man. Totally.
But
Hey, I'll give it
I
a
would
watch.
give it a chance. I would give it
I'll
a
give it.
chance.
Well,
And the reason I
I
bring it
didn't
up,
say I wouldn't,
PvP,
right? So
is no, not at all. But the reason I bring it up is in direct relation to what you said. It's like, if it's Lawrence of Arabia, sure. But like, I don't understand the difference between something that is made now and not being able to stand shoulder to shoulder with Lawrence of Arabia. I would say that
it's
this
got
movie
nothing. That's got
is
nothing to do with it. What
an
the era it's made in?
epic.
The era it's made in
You made
has
the
no. I
comparison.
did not infer that at all, Scotty.
You did.
You're reading into that.
You said if it
No, no,
is
no, no,
a
no.
3-hour
I said.
movie
I
that is
said. Well,
Lawrence of Arabia, I'll watch
and I
it. But
didn't
if it's
say because it was made
Oppenheimer,
in the '60s. I
I'm
didn't
just
say because it
asking.
was made then.
No, but
It's
I'm
got
just
nothing
saying
to do with it.
that is an inference. You're correct.
Well, you're inferring it. That was not
Yeah,
my
that was my
intention.
inference. I
That was not
apologize.
my intention. Yeah, but I think is
I infer that we should
I
carry
think
on with the chats. No offense,
I
guys.
think any
I
any three
agree.
hour movie has got to have a lot in it for me to, for me to stay interested through the whole 3 hours. But I am
And I think
totally
this
willing
movie
to
has it.
watch it, and I
Let's
will
move
watch it.
on.
I will watch it at some point.
Cool.
And I have to say, I would watch. I don't care how long it is. I like long movies if they're good. So if it's good,
If
I'll
they're
watch
good,
it. So I have no
exactly.
problem
I
with
liked
that.
it.
And it is available in the high seas, and I'm going to work on that tonight. I don't
Cool.
know if I'll watch it tonight, but I'm going to obtain it. And then, from what I've heard, I'll watch it maybe in a couple parts, and then maybe
I think
not
I'll
once.
I'll save it for the Christmas
You
holidays
do
when I
have
got
a
time
habit
on.
of interrupting.
I'm sorry.
No, I know, but I'm just going to stop with that train of thought and continue with the chat. DBB says, yeah, if you're way behind in the chat, but it's okay. I'm sorry, guys. DBB says, enjoying the show. All right, thumbs up and flame and popcorn. Hakeem, I didn't dig Oppenheimer either. Plus, we all know the ending, LOL. Yes,
Fair
that
enough.
is true.
I thought it was
And,
tough.
and I think we all have to agree that the director is kind of precocious and full of himself. So it's like basically what it is. It's a big budget artsy film. So yeah, it is kind of a test of patience to watch a lot of his movies.
True.
DVB Blu-ray DVB says DVD Blu-ray collection flexing is a YouTube gold. DVB says I had Dukes of Hazzard on DVD, but way before they started banning it. I didn't even know they banned it. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. DVB says I really don't own many DVDs or Blu-rays though. You see some of these guys on YouTube with thousands of DVDs behind them. I used to have hundreds. I don't know what it was, but I finally ran out of room, and that's when I went to a server and hard drives. I know physical copies are the way to go, but when you run out of room and Yeah, like shot like Scotty showing, of course. So walls of DVDs.
Good one,
I just didn't
Scotty.
have. Yeah, I finally went to where I invested in a server with hard drives, and it's also nice because that way I can just pull up the menu on the computer and pull up the movie instantaneous or TV show.
I need to do that too, Pop.
DVB says, "Great to hear you on the stream, Gap. Hope to hear you again sometime." Absolutely, I agree. Gap says, "Thanks for having me. I'll hang out in the chat. You guys are fun." Well, it was fun having you on here, Gap. Thanks, DVB. Now,
Totally.
finally, I get to Jim's. Finally, Jim saying, "Hello, Pop, PvP, Scotty Gorilla." Hello, Jim, and I'm so sorry it took so long for me to respond.
Hi, Jim.
Good day and
Jim
ahoy.
Hail, Gap After Dark at DVB. And Gap After Dark says, "Hey, Jim." And Hakeem says, "Building a PC is super easy. You could do it in 30 minutes, but my first build took an hour." No, I agree, but if it's your first time, there's certain mistakes you don't want to make. I'll put it that way. And you don't want to
Exactly. I'll take
accidentally
my time
damage
with it.
something. Yeah.
Totally.
You don't want to damage
Especially, yeah,
in
if
certain
somebody else
things.
has paid for it for me. It's like, oh God, no. Extra
Yeah.
pressure.
And certain things that you want to handle a certain way and not the wrong way. Cody Guy
Yeah.
is waving. Gap After
Hi,
Dark
Cody.
says, "Wow, Hakeem." And Gap After Dark says, "Hey, Cody." And Jim says, "Hi, Cody Guy." And the Phantom Boomer, hello there. I finally get to yours. Hello, Phantom Boomer. I hope you are feeling well. Some of us in California are pretty conservative. Oh, I know. I was born. The thing is, Phantom Boomer, I was born in the Central Valley where all the farming is, and I'm sure you know where that is, which is relatively conservative. But unfortunately, we don't have much say so in those parts of California because the idiots in Sacramento and San Francisco run the state. They give the state the bad name that it has, and they turn the entire state into a sanctuary state. So, regardless of how conservative you are, unfortunately, you're lost up in all the bad politics. I'll put it that way. Unfortunately, that's why I got the hell out of there. Damn it! The Phantom Boomer Explorer says, "Jim." DBB says, "Good to see you, Jim." And the Phantom Boomer says, "Damn it, Jim." Phantom Boomer says, "Don't you pay for that out of your taxes?" Yes, and he's talking about when we were talking about medical and all this stuff for the Canadians. And the King says, "Hey, Gap After Dark." And he's waving at Gap After Dark. And DBB says, "Hello, hello, Phantom Boomer." And the Phantom Boomer says, "DBB." And DBB says, "Phantom Menace." Phantom Boomer, sorry, duh. DBB, always nice to see so many cool people at one time. I agree. I think we got a great turnout tonight. And I'm really happy to see all you guys. Gap After Dark says, "Hey, Phantom Boomer." And this is great. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Phantom Boomer says, "Hi, Hakeem." Jim says, "I've been watching Farscape. It's a sci-fi series, and it's good." Well, then you and PvP would have a lot to talk about. You both seem to enjoy it. That's great.
Yeah, I love
Len,
Farscape.
yeah, you should do a stream on it, Jim, and then have PvP on there.
That would be great.
Jim says Farscape is on YouTube and it's free. And Gap says, "Nice DVD, Scotty." Yes, I agree. It's nice to have a collection like that.
I
And believe it or not,
know.
guys, we are actually caught up on the chat. Thank goodness. Well, let me
Wow.
cover this. Gap says, "Farscape rocks." There we go. Now we're caught up.
It is
Thank
a
you
great
guys for listening.
sci-fi show.
Right, and
Sorry,
everybody on
Pop.
the panel. Oh no, it's fine. Everybody on the panel, thank you for letting me catch up to the chat.
That's a relief that finally the chat's caught up.
I know.
That's
I
why I
feel
stepped away
horrible.
for a few minutes. I figured I'll go get a drink and let you read the chats.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
so
wouldn't be
sorry, everybody.
interrupting
That's not
anything.
intentional. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's just everybody gets so. I know a lot of people are passionate about what they're talking about, and we get involved into what we're saying, and then.
Well,
But I want
it's
to
just,
let you guys. I never forget about the chat. I know you guys are there, and I want to make
yeah.
sure that I read every one of them.
Oh man.
Well, it's no
I
worries. I
did
mean, everything's good.
I did a stream the other night and I just ended the stream. I forgot all about the chat. You're so much better at it than I am.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. I was engaging with the chat during everything, and then at just one moment I was like, all right, that's it, we're done. And I didn't even thank the chat. I said nothing to hello. Like all my stars, I was such a rude
Was
monkey.
that the Fargo stream or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I'd take a wild guess.
Well, that's the
Well,
only stream I do.
I
So
guess
yeah.
the chat didn't matter that night, eh, Scotty?
Well, you know what? I just get so wrapped up talking to Kat.
Oh,
So
I know. I've been
Euler
there.
Greg is
I've been
here.
there.
Hello, Euler Greg.
Hey, OG.
Hey,
Hey,
Euler.
Ola Greg. Ola Greg says cheers. Jim
Cheers.
says, hey, Ola Greg. And Ola Greg says, hey, Jim, it's good to see you, Ola Greg. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, definitely. That's a wonderful sight for sore eyes. So, Gorilla, are you still with us?
Oh,
Girl- Gorilla's been
So,
unusually quiet tonight. Like usually,
Gorilla.
usually
what about me?
Gorilla's chatty, but he's been very quiet.
Oh, what about me?
Oh,
Are
are you
you
here?
tired, Gorilla? Are you taking
Yeah,
a
a
nap?
little
Okay.
bit.
That
Gorilla,
could
I
explain it.
I just got distracted here.
That's okay, Gorilla. I have something I want to share with everybody here, and I wanted you to see.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Give me a moment. I'm opening it up now. We tried to talk about this last night. We weren't able to. So, if that's okay, I want to cover this really quick tonight because I wanted everyone's opinions.
Okay. Wow, that sounds kind of intriguing.
Well, you know what? You've seen it. So,
Oh, have I? Oh, shit.
oh, yeah. All right. So, let me share really quick. And I'm going to turn the volume down and I'm going to show it in pieces. Obviously, I don't want to get copyright warnings or stricken or any of that crazy stuff. So,
I mean,
it's not
intrigued.
Pooch. Not right now, Pooch. All right, this is what I was trying to bring up on Gorilla stream last night.
Interesting.
This
Oh
is
yeah,
the preview.
I remember. I remember this. Yeah.
All right, this is the trailer for the new Mad Max movie. I was hoping that we could covered it last night, but somebody kept insisting on the stream that it was a cartoon. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's a losing battle. I gave up on it. But here we go.
Who said it was a cartoon?
I don't know.
I think it looks practical.
It is. That's why I don't understand what happened. And it turned into a big fiasco. I don't understand. I still don't know why.
I'm on your side.
But my point is, anybody knows who Mad Max is. This is the trailer for the new one. And if you thought the last one was bad, wait till you see this.
No, I thought the last one was great.
It was okay, but I'm talking
I didn't
about
care
Mad
for
Max.
the last one.
Right, it was okay visually. I had a good time, but then after, it's like bad sex. Afterwards, it's like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have done that. After watching it, I realized Mad Max was sidelined to a character, a background character, and he was being replaced by Furiosa.
That's why I didn't like it, Pop, because he was like a secondary character basically in his own film, right? Like it was
right. He was just along for the ride. He had no control over what was going on with the movie.
Exactly.
Well, he was
Anyway,
a decoy in the second one.
We were going to watch the movie trailer here.
Wait a minute, decoy. Second what?
In the
Mad Max 2.
Yeah,
but he was
in
still the central character.
Oh, the Road Warrior.
Yeah, he was a decoy.
Yeah, but he was still the central character.
And the decoy was just a twist at the end.
He was it was a twist that embarrassed him, and he was played for a fool.
I don't think he was embarrassed. He actually
he was badass at being played the fool, but he was played the fool.
No. But I remember when the sand was pouring through his fingers, he actually smiled, and it got a kick out of it because he's like, "Okay, I got played," but it's like that's okay, that happens. Like
he was happy to see them get away.
Right? Exactly.
But he did the movie.
I think you're being forgiving.
Well, I think we can disagree.
Yes, I haven't seen it.
You've never seen Road
Warrior?
Bro, I've never seen any of the Mad Max films. New or old.
Nemesis, you're missing out, man.
Yeah, we'll have to cover them on our
that's an awesome
good idea.
Right, Road Warrior is dystopian, so we should do it on the sci-fi stream one week.
Right, it could be considered sci-fi. So I definitely and I've talked about this before. I do want to cover the movie.
And the first one is obscure enough because everyone's seen like 2, 3.
First one's good too.
But a lot of people, it's it's a gap in their knowledge. A lot of people haven't seen the first one.
I'd say watch the
Correct.
first two at least. Because the third one's kind of not quite so good in my opinion, but
It's
Oh,
not
still
bad
decent though.
it's not bad as a completist. I would like to show all
Yeah.
three eventually.
I
Well, yeah,
celebrate
yeah.
the entire Mad Max universe. I've played the Xbox One game. I know I love the video game. I love I've seen the Blood and Chrome, like Mad Max Fury Road, where it's all black and white.
really?
Some people think it's really good. I don't think it's that good. I think that if it had been shot in black and white, it would have been good. But
Oh well.
yeah. But
Our mileage does vary sometimes, doesn't it,
it
Scotty?
is true. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch this trailer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it again. Although I saw it last night with Pop, but
Well, Scotty, you know that in the last movie, the most recent, the bad guy, Immortan Joe, you know that was the same one who played Toe Cutter from the first Mad Max.
I did know that, but it's always nice to be reminded.
Right, and it's good that he did that because he passed away since. So I'm glad they were able to do that. Yeah.
Well, and also the character comes back in this, so I'm curious who they got.
Right, that's what I was going to say. This is everybody for those that knows what we're talking about. And if you don't, then we're going to cover the movies on my stream. But if you don't, this is a prequel to the last movie. Yeah. And at this point here, Mad Max no longer exists. It's been totally gender swapped to where it's all focused on this girl who's a secret to everything. So anyway, here we go.
Okay, let's watch.
Well, let's just say there's no Max, and now the movie centers around Furiosa. This is Charlize Theron's character from the first movie, but it's a different actress playing the same character in a prequel.
Here's my question: would you accept a new Mad Max movie with yet another actor playing Mad Max?
Yeah, Tom Hardy did okay if they would have showed him a little more.
Yeah, but if they made this one and it wasn't called Furiosa, which I think is a fun idea for a spin-off movie because it's all going to be about action sequences, cars, and motion. I really don't care. I like Mad Max, but Mad Max is at this point just standard action person. So what I'm saying is that if you had standard action person in Furiosa in a Mad Max movie, who would you choose to play Mad Max today?
Oh, I hadn't thought about it. I don't know if there's anybody.
Chris Pratt.
He seems to be doing everything else.
He is.
Well, that's the joke.
I wouldn't mind another actor playing Max if it was actually Max at the center of the story for a change.
But it wouldn't have killed him to bring back Mel as the old Mad Max passing the torch at least.
That would have been cool. No,
that would have been cool. That would have been.
Sorry,
cool.
I didn't mean to swear, but no torch. I just want to see.
Well, you know what I mean. Just something.
Yeah, but I would. You know what? An old Mad Max with Mel Gibson coming back for this would have been way better. Euler Greg says, "Play the trailer."
Yeah,
imagine
no, boo.
Right. They could have been Mad Max with the what was that last Wolverine movie with
Logan.
that plot? Yeah, Logan. Mad Max with the Logan outline where he's brought out of retirement and he fights and he's the star of the movie. I would have rather paid anyway. Doesn't matter. Here's the trailer, guys. And that was my quick question, Scotty.
Yeah.
Is it a spin-off or a replacement? Because we're not going to see a male Mad Max anymore. So you think we're going to see Mad Max again?
I think, and that's what I think you're missing. And I don't mean to say that as like you're being obtuse at all. I just mean it's called Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Yes.
And so, like, it's still an acknowledgement of the world of Mad Max. This is where you survive. I don't care who I'm seeing survive at this point. And I like that it's called a Mad Max saga. Who knows? Maybe Mad Max will show up. We don't know.
But I'm saying you're saying it. My question is, you're saying so it doesn't matter if he shows up again or not.
So what I'm getting is that it's the Mad Max is now just transcended time. It's a setting, not a person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically a franchise name to sell the movie instead of actually being a character.
I like the way Nemesis of Eden said it better.
Well, yeah, remember everything you guys just said.
Well, excuse me.
Everything you guys are saying has not been established. All these decades has not been established until this very moment. So at the
True.
last minute, they're doing this. So it's not like it was established back in the 80s.
This is also an answer of the fact that Mel Gibson as Mad Max is iconic, and he is, or at least he was married to it. Tom Hardy's not coming back to it, and now, as Nemesis of Eden said, Mad Max is more of an aesthetic than an individual. You don't have to recast Mad Max. You can make any action guy. You know what? Chris Hemsworth, who we're looking at right now, could be Mad Max, but they didn't go that way. It's just a story about an apocalyptic wasteland.
Because they want it didn't go any of that way because they want to focus on the woman. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I like, and Anna Taylor-Joy is an attractive woman, and I like seeing attractive women doing attractive things and car chases and kicking ass. I like seeing chicks do that.
Okay.
Well, let's just hear. Let's watch the trailer.
Right. This looks like they refurbed the chariot from Lost in Space.
Yeah,
it actually kind of does, doesn't it? That would be really freaky if it actually was the chariot from Lost in Space. Right?
I know that'd be nice.
Who's that? Is that
holy shit?
Is that Clive Owen?
I'm not sure who the actor is, but that's a Morton Joe, the character from the last movie, but now younger, played by a younger actor. But don't you guys think that? I mean, a lot of the suspense is lost because we know he's not going to die in this movie.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's the problem with prequels. Furiosa's going to get away.
That is very true. Very true.
She's going to end up as a slave, and he's not going to die. There's no threat.
I disagree.
Well,
you always do, Scotty.
Well, and
that's why you're so entertaining.
But because Immortan Joe is the Emperor.
Oh, that's a cool shot. I forgot that shot. That's neat.
Oh yeah, when he's the avalanche of empty shell
Very
casings.
Cool. Very cool.
Or bullets.
I gotta say, visually, this trailer looks kind of interesting, though. I have to admit, like I'll probably give it a watch eventually.
It looks exciting. This is a theater movie for me.
I think that big muscular dude, though, they could have cast him as Max. I could go with that.
When I saw Fury Road,
yeah, the big muscular dude.
He's Australian, so Chris Hemsworth would work. That would have
been awesome. Actually, I could have seen him as Max totally.
It would have been cool. He would have been good. But I like Anna Taylor-Joy. But when I saw Mad Max Fury Road, at the end of the movie, I left the theater and I was like, I didn't know I could hold my breath that long. Like it felt like the entire time I was tight and tense and on the edge of my seat. Mad Max Fury Road is one of the best action movies I've ever seen.
I'm glad you enjoyed it a lot.
What's this, if I may ask, Anna Taylor-Joy known for?
The Menu, Split, and Glass. Also, The Queen's Gambit. Yeah, she's in a bunch of stuff. Oh, what is it? Last Night in Soho. A lot of movies. She's been in a lot.
That last shot.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
Sorry,
I've seen the
M. Night. Any of those?
I saw the M. Night Shyamalan ones, but not the other ones.
I've heard about some of them, but I've never seen any of them. Remember Her. Oh, thank you for telling us to do that.
Well, we do. Like the thing is that you have to when did Fury Road?
Remember.
When did Fury Road come out? 2015, 16?
It's been a while. A while.
So you do actually have to remember the character to understand what's going on. It's not one of those every universe needs a her. It's no, you actually have to remember her.
I would like to hear Tina Turner sing that version.
We don't need another her.
That would be funny.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I trust George Miller.
George Miller is he's done some great shit, obviously. He is a really cool director.
It's incredible he's still around. At least we're lucky.
Yeah. I think it's incredible he's still breathing, actually. He must be getting up there in years, right? Like shit.
He is. He's really old. Yeah. And what I give him credit for, is he's bucking the trend of what the other big directors like. Look at Steven Spielberg; he turned ultra woke. I mean, I'm not saying that Mad Max is not woke, but at least it can't be as bad as what Steven Spielberg did and some of the other. You notice the good directors, the historical ones that did
Turned
not
into
go
shit.
woke. No, the ones that did not go woke are not working. Like Joe
Oh,
Dante. Joe Dante is a
oh
good
yeah,
example.
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Columbus, you know,
Didn't Chris
uh,
Columbus
John
just do
Landis.
something? We were just talking about a movie
Well,
with Chris
John
Columbus.
Landis is responsible for the death of 3 people.
Twilight Zone. I know, but he still made movies after
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
right,
I
right,
know,
right,
but if
right.
you want to cancel him for anything, it would be that.
I know that was ultimate for him, and he never got over it either.
Yeah, I mean, Fury Road
I
wasn't a bad
wouldn't
movie. I
myself.
mean, it was what it was. It just wasn't my particular cup of
Toby
tea, but
Hooper is another example. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
have a copy. I've never
it
seen
was a
it.
decent film. Oh, you know, one thing. Oh God, what's his name? That did Blade Runner? Ridley Scott. That new Napoleon film. I thought at first it might be good, but the more I've heard about it, the more I'm thinking it's really going to suck bad. I don't know what you guys have heard about it, but I'm kind of
I was
worried. I
hoping
think
it was going to be a mini series. Like it's Napoleon. Like
that would
how
have
can you
made more
fit
sense. Yeah,
like
exactly. Two and
like
a half
there's
hours.
an yeah, right. There's an entire era named after this dude. How can you fit that into 2.5 hours? I don't
Exactly.
get it.
Well,
Yeah,
heck,
Well,
it should have
there's
been
a
a
whole
Cliffhanger.
set
miniseries.
of wars. There's a whole set
my
of wars
my
named
favorite
after
Napoleon is Rod Steiger. So you guys
That was
talk
good.
about
Waterloo.
Joaquin Phoenix, and I'll go smoke a
Waterloo.
joint.
Good film.
Sounds good,
Well, you,
Scotty.
right,
Waterloo
and
was a
Rod,
good film.
and you can't out act Rod Steiger. So
Rod
yeah,
Steiger was
there's
great.
no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard the same thing. I watched the review, and they said, yeah, it should have been a miniseries. They're trying to crack too much in a short amount of time.
And there's
And
also
when
his. Oh, go ahead, Pop.
well, I was going to say, and when you're trying to make that a lot of that time, the love story between him and what's her face, it's like, yeah,
Um,
people, it's like, no, that was
yeah.
a bad mistake. Josephine,
Yeah. Josephine, yeah. And also, I hear the film is riddled with historical inaccuracies. And
of
also,
course,
Joaquin Phoenix is way too fucking old to play Napoleon because I think the first
right?
battle he was in he was like 24, 25 years old. And
Yes.
Joaquin is like pushing 50 or whatever, right? So it's like, well, fuck, man.
Well, I guess
You know,
with the create, they had obviously they had the tools. They could have de-aged him. I guess they decided not to.
they even could have just got a younger actor to play those early parts in the film, right, Pop? Like, why not? They've done it before in other movies.
I think that might hurt his chances for a Best Actor Oscar.
Still, though, I mean, if Ridley Scott actually gave a crap about having some kind of, you know, at least passable accuracy to history, he would have made some sacrifices like that, right? And said,
I
"Be damned
know.
with the Academy Awards," because I mean, the Oscars are a joke anyway. We all know that.
Well,
So
you figure everything's made for modern audiences these days, and they're too stupid to notice a difference.
at least they didn't gender swap Napoleon. Thank goodness, eh?
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been pretty weird. Napolietta.
No, I agree. I'm surprised too. Damn it, Scotty, says Jim. And Ola Greg says, hi, Gap. Ola Greg says, males aren't allowed agency now. You're right. I'm not going to argue that.
Sadly true.
That's a point I'm just trying to make. Yeah. And Ola Greg
Hmm.
says, greatest opening car chase scene in movie history. Yes, definitely. Ola Greg says, second movie has a great opening scene as well. Yeah, the first two movies, I would say 100% A plus. I would say the third movie, I would give it at least a 90%. I guess if that was my opinion. What do you think, Gorilla? I mean, Gorilla hasn't seen it. What do you think, BBP?
Oh, me.
On a
I
percentage
love.
scale, like I
I
said,
think.
go ahead.
I think the first film would be a probably solid A. The Road Warrior obviously is like an A plus 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 to infinity because I love that film so fucking much. It's one of my favorite action films of all time. The third one with Tina Turner is very good, but I'd probably drop it down to maybe an A minus or a B plus, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. And Ola Greg says, toe cutter. And Ola
Toe
Greg
Cutter's a
says,
cool name.
I am the Knight Rider, a suicide machine. And Jim says, PvP, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay, Jim. Hey, I'm sitting here on a Saturday night chatting with friends. I try not to talk too much, and having a few whiskeys, so it's all good, man. Hope
Yeah,
you're doing well there.
Exactly. Well, Greg, play the trailer. Sorry about that, little Greg. I hope you enjoyed it. PvP for did you get on Farscape?
I've watched the whole series. Like I've watched it probably a couple of times. It's a great show.
Yeah. If you're looking for a fan, you found it right here. Ola Greg says, "I will go watch the video and come back." I'm sorry, Ola Greg. And Gap After Dark says, "Mad Max Special Edition restores the original Australian soundtrack, including Mel Gibson's
Ooh,
voice to the film for the first time on home video." I
I did
agree,
not know
and
that.
that's
I
what.
got it.
Yes,
Wow.
you didn't know that?
No, I never knew there was a special edition. Fuck, I got to get that, man.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
everything's the same except for they put Mel Gibson's voice back in it.
Oh,
It
cool.
doesn't have that horrible voiceover.
All
And Ola
right.
Greg says the trailer looks good, but it's going to suffer from females as the only protagonist. Most people are tired of this.
Yeah, tell me about it, Euler.
I am personally.
Agree, dude.
I know some people might like it, but I'll just say I'm not very excited about it, and I won't be excited about watching it as the last movie. The last movie I was extremely eager. I couldn't wait. Uh, but now it's like, oh, maybe if I catch it, I don't know. Even if I had
I
it right
like.
in front of me right now to watch, I don't know if I would.
Well, what okay, Fury Road for me was a mixed bag, right, Pop? It's like I did enjoy the action because obviously George Miller knows how to direct great action scenes. Like been his stock and
Right.
trade through much of his career, and he's damn good at it. He's one of the best directors for acting practical effect action of all time. But yeah, I mean, having Max as a secondary character along for the ride with the a female lead, it was just like just made it really hard for me to really buy into to get into the story. And I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. It's just like this is supposed to be Mad Max, not Mad Maxima or whatever. Whatever you want to call her, right? It's like when you take the title character and you make the title character a secondary background character. It's like I don't know. I couldn't get into it probably mainly for that reason. You know.
Well, it's funny because this one, the new one advertises, it follows along with what I said on the last movie. I said, look,
Yeah.
if you're not going to have Mad Max in the movie, just make a damn movie without him and just be straight up with it. Well, here
Just
we're
take
getting close. Yeah, here we're getting close to that, but they still have
yeah,
his name in the title.
exactly. Just take Max out of the title and I'd be fine with it, right?
Yes.
It's like,
And see, with
Mad
me,
whatever
I
her
get
name is.
upset. Right, with me, I get upset because if I enjoy it and like the character of Mad
Right.
Max, this is the same with all the other franchises. Like if I like Captain Kirk and Spock from Star Trek and so on,
Right.
if I
Right.
like characters, when I see them replaced for inferior characters just to tick off boxes, that ticks me off. I'll put it that way. So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
just
but
Yeah.
they're
continue
not.
watching it. Go ahead.
It's not saying that it's just it's saying it's part of the universe. It's like saying Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Like it's it's just saying, hey,
I
this is part of
know.
the universe. If they just named it Furiosa, how are you? Unless you're a diehard fan, how are you going to know? Now,
No,
it at
that
least
you've
lets
got
people
it.
know that, hey, man, like
Right. You've got it exactly right. And see, that's because they don't have any confidence in the characters.
But
You've
that
got it
was
exactly right. That's why they've got to put Mad Max on there. Or they know it won't sell.
yeah, that was my point I made earlier, Nemesis. It's like the only reason Max is in the title is to sell tickets, right? Because that's the selling point. It's Mad Max, even if
Right.
Max isn't in it, right?
People are going to walk in there. They're going to plunk down the money and then say, okay, where's Max?
Exactly. And then they're going to go, we've been screwed.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't. I
Oh, here
don't
we go.
think so.
I'll shut up now.
uh,
Well, it's like okay. So remember that stupid Halle Berry Catwoman movie?
Ooh, I've heard of it. I have not
yes,
seen it. But
I've
yeah.
I've
never
never seen
watched
it
it,
either.
thank God.
But no one went into that movie expecting to see Batman.
Well, there was no Batman in the title either, was there?
Well, I never went into
No,
the movie in the first place.
but
So
there is a like a presupposition that if there's a
Well,
Catwoman, it's kind of like if you watch Venom and it's like there's no Spider-Man. This is weird.
well, the thing, yeah, but Catwoman is a character people know because it had already been established in the previous Tim Burton movies.
And
Furiosa is somebody who's not really been that well known.
precisely. And so when you say that it's just there to get people in seats, I think that it's more. I think that Nemesis said it really, really well. Is that Mad Max is more the aesthetic of the world that you are getting into, as opposed to the character himself. Let's not forget, Max himself is mad. Like whatever happens in these movies, he's insane. He's been, distraught about the, death of his wife and children.
Well, I don't know if he's insane. I think they mean Max. I think they
It's in
mean
the
mad
title.
like in. No, I'm saying I think they
I
mean
think
mad
he's.
like in. They
I think
mean
he's
mad like in
mad.
revenge, like revenge mad.
Yeah,
not,
mad
not
in the sense of
insane
being
mad.
very angry, but not insane. That's the way
Well-
I always took it, anyway.
And I think by the time we get to Fury Road, I think he is mad in the insanity department.
I don't remember it well enough to really care, to be honest, Scotty. It just
Well,
that
and
film doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's right.
Car chases and explosions. I don't understand how you don't.
Yeah, the
like it.
action was great, but the story just, frankly, it bored
I
me,
thought
to be honest.
You were bored? Come on.
I
There
was
were 7 pregnant women who had to be ushered across the
I was bored.
wastes.
The story did not hook me.
Like, I can understand if you said it was like a what do you call it? When is it when you accompany people on a quest, you have to protect them in a video game?
Got an escort mission?
That's it. Like, I can understand how if you thought that Fury Road was an escort
I'm sorry,
mission.
it just didn't float my boat. I'm being honest, man.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
it's
Well,
didn't
and
fine.
do
see,
it for me.
I get both people's points. Like, I get Pop and PvP being like, you can't say it's Mad Max and then make it all about the girl. But I'm on the same boat with you, Scotty, where it's like they're saying this is about the girl. It's just part of the Mad Max universe. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get Scotty's point, Nemesis. I totally get what he's saying, and I'm not disagreeing at all with that. I
I'll be
think
right
his
back,
point
guys.
is quite
I'm gonna
valid,
mute.
right?
It's
I'm
just
just
not for
saying-
yeah, Pop, no
you.
worries.
I'm just saying Scotty's viewpoint is different than my viewpoint. Is all I'm saying.
Agreed. I
But I'm
can
not
agree
trying
with
to. I'm
that.
not trying to put Scotty down in any way. I think
I don't feel that you are.
That's why I enjoy talking with Scotty, even when we disagree, which we do, reasonably often. We always have interesting discussions, and that's why I enjoy Scotty, because he stimulates my mind, right? And it's always good.
Thanks, man.
Well,
Some people
I
think
mean
I'm a
it.
jerk.
Hey, man, I wouldn't fucking say it if I didn't mean it. Okay? 'Cause
I
that's the
appreciate
kind
your
of guy I am.
swears. It means it's brotherly love. Canuck
Now, if
style.
we could only get Jill to swear more often on stream, Gorilla would be winning more lotteries.
No, that's not true. It's like lightning. It's like
But
thunder.
Gorilla says
It's like
every time
lightning.
Jill curses, he wins a lottery ticket. Well,
No,
money.
he buys one. He doesn't
No,
win.
but he
I
says
always win.
no. He's always
Were you
thanking
winning?
Jill for buying
Every-
his supper.
Yeah, every time Jill swears, I buy a lottery ticket one, and I thanked her for helping pay for my oil change last time.
See,
But if she,
There
if
you
she
You
go.
like
can't make
develops
that a common thing, though. Exactly.
yeah, like if she develops a potty mouth and you start losing money, are you gonna blame her and be like, I liked it better when you were, not so sweary?
Well, if everyone's sweary, it's not cool, right? Like, swearing's kind of my deal. That's kind of what I'm known for, apparently. Gorilla. Thanks, man. Letting me know that I'm the only one who swears on the horror stream.
I didn't say you're the only one. I just said it really comes out.
I'm sorry. I get really excited and my Tourette's comes out. Leave me alone.
I just think it's very hilarious that Girl is winning lottery money every time Jill curses. Because actually, hearing Jill curse is awesome in itself. Because she's so sweet, and hearing that little Jill voice go "fuck," it's like, oh shit.
Well, the
So
first
good.
one, I still distinctly remember the first time I bought a lottery ticket. They were
Oh,
talking
God.
about something in Australia, like with the bugs and all that.
Okay.
And she goes, well, something about this bug, and she's like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, every time I hear Jill swear, it's like, oh my God, she swore. I don't expect that from Jill too often. Well, she doesn't swear that often, to be honest. So, yeah.
Well, I buy a lottery ticket like once every 2 months.
It is funny, though, when she does it. I got to admit. Jill's pretty cool, though. Bless her.
Oh no,
Even
she's
worse-
great. The funny thing is that I hang out with her a lot. So when you say, "Oh no,
No, I
it's a
enjoy
special
Jill so much.
occasion," when she swears, it's like, no, it's not really. She casually
No,
swears
she
every time.
Well,
she
you
tries
have
to be
more-
professional on her live stream. She
You
tries
hang
to
out
be-
with her more than I do, though, Scotty, because, you guys are, like, big buddies, right?
We like the same
Besties,
things.
yo.
We're besties. We're internet besties.
That's what
I've
I
never-
mean. And
Yeah.
Jill doesn't hang out with me as much as she does with you. So it's like I only see her for so many hours a week, right? Which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
Oh,
but,
it's always great. But
Feels
also,
cool.
like, she's a devoted, she's. If you'd like to learn more about Anti-Derivative Jill, I would recommend you subscribe to her channel, become a member. It's only $5.99 a month or something like that.
It's cheaper than that. I'm a member. Like it's like
I know
$1.99,
it's
I think.
cheaper
It's
than
also
that.
free.
People
It's
are gonna
also
people are
free.
gonna be surprised. Yeah, you can do it for free.
Yeah.
You don't have to do
Yeah,
it
if
for
you want
money.
to
Well,
be,
I've been sub for a long time, so I'm good.
I have a thing I want to show you. Can I show you something?
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
I'll let me
it
grab
all
my.
depends what is that thing you want to show us there, Scotty?
Go for it.
Right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Robert Shaw, Harrison Ford,
Harrison
Force
Ford.
10 from
Oh, I remember
Navarone.
that. Yeah, but that was
Ooh.
right
Wow.
So
before
this
Robert
is one
Shaw
of the
kicked the
things.
bucket.
This is one of the things that I really enjoy. It's directed by Guy Hamilton, same guy who directed James Bond movies.
Bond, yeah. Early Bond too.
Yeah. Anyway, they're
Yeah.
fingerprint.
Wow,
They're
look how young
fingerprints.
Harrison Ford is.
Oh,
So-
fingerprints aren't good.
No, I have a chamois. Anyway, so the best
No.
part is it remember liner notes, guys?
Oh,
So
yes.
you
Oh,
get
yeah.
like the little booklets.
That's
Little
cool.
little MGM was really good at this stuff.
Nice.
And so yeah.
It's nice when they put a decent, half-assed, decent booklet together, isn't it,
Rest
Scotty?
in
It's like,
peace, Robert Shaw.
we've all
Yeah.
been there though, where you buy the bare bones fucking DVD and there's like an insert that has nothing on it practically. You know?
I remember the
Oh,
first DVD.
dude, that's like my copy of Starship Troopers. It's even the cover of it is awful.
And it has like
Those
maybe
first-
the chapter titles and that's about it, kind of thing.
Well, those first DVDs had was horrible cardboard cases.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
no,
I've got
dude,
some
I
of
had one of
those.
those.
I've got some of those.
Yeah. I had a lot of them. I was collecting. I was like buying a lot of DVDs, and I hated them. So cheap.
They call them snap cases, I believe. By the way,
Those
guys.
slip cases. The snap ones
Dude.
actually snap.
Dude, put it up again. Put it up again.
Ooh,
I got one right here.
oh God. Ooh,
The
that's
little flappy.
that's what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
And that's a good
Yeah.
movie too.
Still get liner
Better than-
notes.
That's a good
Oh,
movie
look at
too. That
this.
deserves a better case.
Yeah, I was never too impressed with those cardboard cases, to be honest.
Oh no, I
See-
have it on Blu-ray, but it's nice to have as many copies of Full Metal Jacket as you possibly can.
And the Blu-ray probably has a lot of more extra features, right?
I would hope so.
Better.
Oh, Scotty,
You're
your
mute,
audience
Scotty.
gone. You're gone.
Bye,
No.
Scotty.
I thought I
Oh,
was
there
turning
he
off my camera. Anyway, no, the Blu-ray is the Blu-rays are oddly light on special features, but they're
Really?
on Blu-ray. Yeah, like I
Weird.
don't think.
Especially with
I don't-
Kubrick.
Maybe
I would have
because
thought
Kubrick
there
was
been
dead and
tons.
maybe the fact that Kubrick was dead, he wasn't allowed to push to have extra stuff.
No,
well,
Kubrick was
no,
still
but
alive
also,
when
well,
Full
no,
Metal
but
Jacket
look
was
at
made.
look at David
No,
Lynch.
not
David
Blu-ray.
Lynch doesn't have a lot of special
Mm,
features. He
mm.
doesn't do audio commentaries.
Okay.
Like Coen Brothers movies, they don't do
Huh.
audio commentaries. It's
Huh.
it's
Well,
one of
and,
those things where the art has to stand for itself.
Gotcha. Can you
Well,
help
and
me
a lot
with
of
the
people are like
chapter?
that, right? Like, if even like I've had 20 seasons of South Park, and like Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they don't like having to do commentaries, but they are forced by like contract to have to do it. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming that anyone where they have very little, they were forced to do it. Otherwise, as you say, they'd rather let the art stand for it and speak for itself.
Yeah, because I know they did the commentary for Cannibal the Musical.
I'm just surprised though. Like going back to Kubrick, Kubrick was one of those meticulous directors that worked so hard on every movie project that he ever did. He would just work for like a couple of years. He must have wrote volumes and volumes of notes. Done a lot of background information. Learning
Yeah.
about the subject. Like he was meticulous, almost. Well, he was obsessive, basically. I think as a human being, every project he ever undertook, during his lifetime. So even if he didn't do a commentary, you would have thought maybe they could have got one or two of the actors in the film to do, a little bit of a interview, or maybe put a huge pile of production notes that Kubrick actually, produced for the film. Like that would have been fun, right?
Well, there are documentaries, and you do, and I don't mean to. All right, I'm going to try and start from the beginning. So
That's always a good place to start.
thank you. There are documentaries about Stanley Kubrick's filmmaking. I think his daughter was very prolific in terms of documenting The Shining.
Right.
Or maybe, I don't know, but there's a lot of supplementary material when it comes to Stanley Kubrick.
Right.
It can't be licensed to put as a special feature on a DVD or a Blu-ray
Mhm.
because like it has to come from either the studio or the filmmaker. And
You
after
think,
the fact, even the special editions that are released, maybe
right?
Criterion, I don't even know if Criterion has a Kubrick collection. I
I
don't
wouldn't be
think they
surprised if
do.
they did, but I'm not sure actually, Scotty, come to think of it. I
So,
just think
Hollywood
well,
those,
doesn't like Kubrick.
but Kubrick's
racist.
archive, Kubrick must
No,
have a
it's he
huge
exposed their
archive.
secrets with their last. God damn it, PvP. It's because he exposed with Eyes Wide Shut. He exposed the whole parties that they do and like the weird shit that Hollywood
I mean,
gets up to, and he tried to tell people about it, and then months later he died, which is
Yeah, but
not
he was
suspicious
also
at
in.
do
all.
I sense
He
a
was also old.
conspiracy theory here?
Yes,
They,
yes,
oh
we
my God,
are.
they off Kubrick. Oh my
Oh,
God,
he was
they buried
ill.
him on
No,
the
he
moon.
knew he was dying. That's why. But he knew he was dying. Nemesis.
But
That's
that
why
would,
he
and
collaborated with Spielberg on AI. Unfortunately.
it was a movie that had been like he had spoken to Steve Martin about playing it in 1980 something. Like he wanted to
Playing
make
what?
Eyes Wide Shut,
Eyes Wide
playing the
Shut.
Tom Cruise role.
You're talking Eyes
Interesting.
Wide Shut, then. Okay.
Yes. He wanted to make Eyes Wide Shut, and there is, I think it's a Charlie Rose interview with Steve Martin. Just put in Steve Martin and Kubrick. I'm sure you'll find it on the tubes that are you. And yeah,
That would have been
he's
interesting.
and so to say that he was again, there's a mystique to Kubrick, and it's like, oh, he
Oh yeah.
filmed the moon landing. Oh, they killed him for revealing the sex parties. It's like, no, he wanted to make that story in 1980. And he just couldn't get around to it or couldn't crack how he was going to make the film. Like it took him another 20 years
Oh yeah. He had other
That sounds like
projects
him.
or
that he never
15.
completed. Right. I mean, he was working on
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff, Scotty.
He
So
was supposed to make a
yeah,
Napoleon movie. He
I
wanted to
think he
make a
did.
John.
He did
No,
start
wait.
one, but then he gave up on it. Right, Scotty?
He did. There was pre-production.
Yeah.
There was at the Toronto International Film Festival, there was a Kubrick
Cool.
exhibition, and
Awesome.
they had the notebook with some of
Oh,
the storyboards for.
cool. Did you see that, Scotty? That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Awesome. You lucky guy.
I know. I got my picture taken next to Hal.
Hey, it's like when I went to Seattle and went to the Rock and Roll Museum there in Seattle and saw
Nice.
Jimi Hendrix's notebooks where he actually wrote like the lyrics to Purple Rain and shit, like in his handwriting. It's like that's pretty cool to see that, right?
I love handwriting.
So,
Oh
Scotty, you're
God.
saying that you're talking about a movie that was unproduced that Kubrick had in mind, right?
Yes, it was
Yeah,
Napoleon.
he was working on Napoleon Film Pop.
Is it the same one? That's completely different than Ridley Scott's, right?
Oh, I
Yes.
imagine it would have been vastly different. Yeah.
I had heard about that Napoleon. He apparently he was researching that for like decades, years or decades.
Well, and I would say I don't know if it was intended to be made before Barry Lyndon, but if you haven't seen Barry Lyndon, that's a movie that is long but engaging, and it's a Kubrick movie, so you
That
almost feel like you got to sit down and watch.
I agree
And, right,
100%.
and if you want realism, yeah, that's the right one.
That
Yeah,
is a very long film and a fucking awesome film. I love that film so much. It's one of my favorite long
So that's
movies.
a good example. We can have a good movie if it's done well.
Yes, a 3-hour film or whatever Barry Lyndon is. I don't mind at all because every minute of that film is fantastic. I just love that movie. And it's got like a Ryan O'Neal as the lead guy. It's like, how many
That's
films
not a
do you think
selling
about
point.
Ryan O'Neal and you think, wow, he was really great in that? It's like,
He
well,
was
there's Barry
good.
Lyndon.
Yeah,
And maybe a couple others, but that's about it, right?
he did a love story, but like, yeah,
Oh
no, Barry
God!
Lyndon is
I saw
probably the
that in the
best.
theater and I wanted to
But
kill
it's
myself afterwards.
well, I never saw it
I'm
in the
not
theater.
literally,
I've never
metaphorically.
seen it.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Saccharin.
Hola, Greg. I'm going to catch this here. Ola Gray said that talking about Mad Max or Furiosa. The trailer looks good, but it's going to separate from females as the only protagonist. Most people are tired of this. Gap After Dark says, indeed, Greg. And Ola Greg says the Australian audio is better mostly, but some dubs are better than others. Definitely a must watch. Yeah, I agree there. And Gap says, agreed, Greg. Gap After Dark says, they're probably going to have borrowed some Vespas for Star Wars TV show and put it in this. Oh, I hope not.
Oh no, they will not.
Ola Greg says, I'm surprised they didn't have backpacks on. Ola Greg says, room Gap. And Gap After Dark is laughing. Gap says, all of you need to wash your mouth. That was so.
Fuckity fuck.
Ola Greg, I think we were saying a few bad things about the woke stuff. Ola Greg, they are going to be flying Vespas next time, like Galactica 1980.
Oh no! Don't mention Galactica 1980, please God, no! Please God, no, no, no!
Well, at least it had Oliver from the Brady Bunch. Ola Greg
Oh, that
says,
was-
nice DVD. And they're good. I was just kidding. That kid was loathsome. I really
Oh,
seen his-
1980.
I really seen his
That was a
comments.
horrible show.
Ola Greg, nice DVD and a good movie. Ola Greg says, we lost Robert Shaw in his prime. Yes, we did. He was driving with his family, and he felt the heart attack coming, and he just pulled over to the side of the road and passed away. It was sad. Gap After
Wow.
Dark says, Galactica 1980, laughing.
I feel more like crying when I think of that show. Actually.
He was a heavy. Robert Shaw was a heavy drinker in party, or that may have.
Oh, he was a big time drinker. Yeah,
Yeah, that may have contributed to his untimely demise.
it probably didn't add to his health. Yeah, I would agree, Pop.
Well, I do
like-
find
Go ahead.
myself having to take my leave, gentlemen,
Oh,
ladies.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Scotty. It was great having you.
Yeah,
it was good to
always
see you.
always fun debating points with you, Scotty. So yeah, sorry
Pleasant
to
to
see you go,
talk.
man.
Yeah, no, I have a great Saturday, and I'll see you all in the future. It was great,
Oh,
great to see
Yeah,
everybody.
if I
By
don't
the
see
way,
you sooner, I'll
Scotty-
see you I'll see you on Jill's show Tuesday, Scotty.
The
I just wanted-
empath.
Quickly
Yeah,
mention to
Paul.
Scotty that Jill and I are doing our Sunday morning Uncle Avengers watch party tomorrow at 10 Pacific, probably around that time, unless Jill's late, like she often is.
Yep.
And we are doing the Christmas episodes of Uncle and Avengers tomorrow.
It's too early
So
for
if
me. for
anybody
Christmas
wants to watch
episodes.
the Christmas episodes, like that would be fun if you guys want to go on Cosme and join us because they're really good. So, just wanted
Scotty,
to
tell
mention.
us, Scotty, is there anything you want to share about your channel before you take off?
Not really. I'm good. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, have a
everybody,
good
check out
Scotty.
Scotty. Check out Scotty R37, everybody.
Oh,
Wonderful
subscribe
man,
to
really
Sin of a
entertaining.
Gulp, and subscribe to Anthony Ruder and Jill.
Nice, Scotty.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Oh, shit.
All right, Gorilla, are you still with us tonight?
Yeah.
Girl has been very
Sorry.
silent
I
tonight.
figured you were kind of tired, Gorilla. That's why I was reading the chat. But I'm glad
No,
you're
you
here.
okay,
no,
Gorilla?
I'm not. I don't have nothing to add to this conversation. That's all.
Okay.
I know we're talking about a lot of stuff that was before your time. I apologize.
Well, we're down to 4 now, so maybe there'll be a better chance for you to pop in on the chat there, Gorilla.
So, Gorilla, my question is because I didn't get an answer last night. Have you seen any of the Mad Max movies?
No.
Okay, then yeah, we need to cover that on our sci-fi stream. Did any of
We,
you guys get a chance yet? Have any of you guys had a chance yet to watch Starship Troopers?
I have
Oh,
not.
Oh,
we
I've
watched
seen it
that
dozens of
Tuesday.
times.
Did you post a
Same
link
here.
yet, Pop? Or I could probably
Yes, I
find it
did.
on my own. Oh, good.
I
I'll
did
check it
post
out
the
then.
link.
I might watch it tonight after
I
the
was just
stream
a little-
tonight, actually.
I know I usually wait till the stream to ask everybody, but I was a little excited. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
did you
watched
make
it.
sure it was in English, Pop? Yeah,
It should be in English. I hope it is. It's so
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, not like Russian Dracula.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
I'm so glad though that I noticed it. I can't believe nobody else notified you that it was
You
not
were
in
probably
English.
the first one to watch it. Yeah.
I was probably yeah. I'm glad I did because it's like, hey, Pop, you might want to know this, but nobody's going to be able to join the stream if they got to watch a Russian version, right?
Wait, you don't know? Wait, you can't speak Russian? What?
No, I don't speak Russian or Chinese.
Okay. I'll let that go this time.
Okay. Thankfully, though, I actually found another channel, and then you messaged me the our Internet Archive one. And I ended up watching that one because that was really good. So it
Yeah,
was
I
all
was
good.
surprised to find it there, but I'm glad it was there. So that's good.
Yeah, it was, Internet Archive is hit and miss, but sometimes you really can find some good stuff on there. So
Well, people do tend to put good stuff on there, but as we know that they end up deleting stuff because
yeah,
they realize that it's copyright. So yeah,
yeah.
that's why
Well,
I
that's
was
why.
saying I don't know if we're gonna have trouble going forward watching the Hammer movies. I hope I'm able to find them all online.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because I
Oh,
I've
there's
probably
plenty
seen
of
some of them.
sites.
Hey, Gorilla's the man that knows.
Gorilla, yeah, he definitely Gorilla knows more than I do. So if I have trouble,
Well, I
I know
got
to
all
put it
my
in.
stuff from LDG, so
Yeah, then
I
that
think
makes sense.
Gorilla's very experienced at sailing those seven seas, so to speak.
oh 7. I've already hit 22 of them.
Oh shit! There you go. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find them. It's not that big a deal. We'll find it.
If they're not
Well,
on soap, they'll be on M4 UHD. If they're not, they'll be on 123 Movies. If not, then they'll be on that Look Movie 2. If they're not there, they'll be on Watch Movies.
I
hey,
need to write
Gorilla.
those down. I need to write those down.
Hey,
That's right.
Gorilla, can you post a current 123 movies link in the chat or in the private chat if you wouldn't mind? Because I
Public
went in
chat.
there last night and it was saying that they'd lost their certificate and it was unsafe now. It's like, what the fuck? So if you
Well,
wouldn't mind,
then all of them would be down then for temporarily until they can renew it or whatever.
okay. Well, I'll just have to wait then, I guess.
Gap After Dark says later is Scotty. And Gap says, yeah, Starship Troopers cult classic. I agree. And
I
by
hear
the way,
it's
for
good.
those of you that have not seen it yet, I think you'll enjoy it. So that's why I kind of got ahead of myself and I was excited. I can't wait to hear your opinions.
Yeah, I
And
have not seen
Nemesis
it.
has, as we've learned, Nemesis has great taste in movies. So you're not going to be disappointed.
I think we
Oh,
generally
thank you.
agree. I think all of us generally agree on the movies you like. Like, how many times have we actually disagreed strongly on any movie that we've
Howling.
done on a Tuesday? I didn't see The Howling. I wasn't there that day, so I'll count myself
I'm
out on that
kidding.
one.
Well, I'm
But
still not going to
I'd say it was our most divide.
I'd say
Go ahead, Pop.
usually
Yeah, I'm not going to complain. It was. I was like, well, I basically you said like what I was going to say. I agree. Yeah, we all had a good time, but it was our most divisive, right? It was, like right down the middle. Like half liked it and half hated it.
well, I guess that happens from time to time, right? It's got to.
Well, I guess I was watching it through nostalgic eyes, rose-colored glasses. But when the new generation has a different opinion, which I totally agree with, it's like
I
I
do
have no
think
problem with that.
generally though we're within like one rating point of each other's. Like I might give it a B plus, and Nemesis might give it an A minus, and you know what I mean. Like we're generally fairly close, right?
Dude, I didn't like that movie at all.
Yeah, that one was.
and
No, I'm not talking about that movie. I'm just saying general. I'm speaking generally. God.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to show American Werewolf in London. They may not like it.
Werewolves of London. You mean American Werewolf or whatever?
They
The
may
one
not
where the
like
guy
it. But
goes to Scotland or whatever, and he gets turned into a werewolf.
England, London. Yeah, but the problem is that's along the same line as the Howlings. They may not like it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, maybe give that one a pass for a while.
No, it was the writing of the Howling, Pop. Like, look at look at the Curse of Dracula. There was no gore, no blood in that, but like the writing was amazing. So
right, but I was going to say, but you guys also had trouble with the pacing, didn't you?
yeah, that was my biggest thing. Was like I liked it by the last half an hour when he had transformed and whatnot. It got really the pacing had picked up, but like man, that first hour just drug on and on and on.
Right, that's what I'm saying about American Werewolf. You may not. That's kind of similar.
Are we talking about the Dracula movie with Christopher Lee?
No, the Howling. We're talking about the Howling and.
I missed that. I wasn't on that stream. I don't believe so.
No, I know, but I'm saying that Nemesis didn't like the first part of it, is what I'm saying. And that's why he may not like American Werewolf in London, because the pacing is similar.
And I might not, and that's fine, right? Like, because I didn't really like the Blob, but it doesn't mean that we don't need an echo chamber. That's the nice thing about having people.
Right, that's why I don't regret showing the Howling. I like having the variety of opinions, so that's excellent.
Well, and you may have exposed people in the future who watch the stream who haven't seen it who do like it. Like, it's just because I didn't enjoy the pacing of it doesn't mean that you didn't inspire somebody else to watch it.
Right. At least for the makeup effects.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I actually
Totally.
saw. I think I did see American Werewolf in London. Actually, I saw that at the fucking drive-in in 1981. Believe it or not, guys, and which was awesome. I think that's a really good film. Actually, I like that movie, and the practical effects are pretty cool. So, yeah, I'd
Well,
say
it was
that's one.
it was
I'd say that's one a good one we could do.
it was the first movie to win an Academy Award for makeup effects. Practical,
No, the
that
makeup
is.
effects were damn good. I got to say that the practical stuff when he transforms was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's not
thought
even the
so.
practical effects when he transforms, which is amazing. I agree, PvP, but it's even just like the ghosts and whatnot. Like, spoilers for those who haven't seen it.
For a 41-year-old film or 42-year-old
Also,
film, or
Thanks
whatever.
for
so
spoiling it, Nemesis. You spoiled the whole
Sorry,
movie.
bro.
Thanks,
Oh
bro.
so
You wrecked the
no,
whole movie. You wrecked the whole movie.
we've
so
I know.
Nemesis,
Guess
you
we're not watching it
Nemesis,
now.
so Nemesis, you've seen American Werewolf in London?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I remember turning in as a kid to the nightmare scene and
Uh-huh.
being like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And like,
Oh,
it was
you have
it was right
the
about the time where,
family, the family and the
yeah, what they,
intruders. Gotcha.
yeah, that scene, yeah. So I was just like, yeah,
I love that
you know,
scene.
oh, now as an adult, I love that scene. Yeah, it was great, but I'm just like, it's I have a really weird habit of turning into like the goriest scenes just as a kid. Like there was that scene
Well,
in
yeah,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I told you about, and
yeah.
then there
I think
was
it's kind of
that
bad.
scene. There was the scene in The Exorcist where they flash Beelzebub on the screen for. It's not Beelzebub.
Split
God
second.
damn it, Pazuzu. It's Pazuzu that they show.
Pazuzu, right. But yeah, it's subliminal crap. Yeah, it's like split second, but just enough to get you.
Yeah,
I think it's a good film. I spoil, got to put the disclaimer though. It's like I haven't seen it since 1981 at the drive-in, so it might not be as good as I remember. But I remember at the drive-in watching it. It was enjoyable. I thought the pacing was okay. I thought it was a good film, and it
How many?
wasn't one of those happy films. I mean, it was tragic, right? What
Well, it's a
happened?
werewolf movie. You can expect happy. How many
Exactly.
people have you? How many people here have seen? How many people here have seen Stephen King's Silver Bullet?
I have not. I'm not a big Stephen King fan, but I think you know that, Bob.
Neither am I. But I'm a werewolf fan. That's what I saw it for.
Oh, I have not seen
But
Silver Bullet, though.
nobody's seen it except me. Okay. I'm saying for Stephen King. Now remember, when it comes to his movies, they're usually far. Uh, uh, there's usually by the time it gets into a director's hand, they're usually not very similar to the books. Thank goodness. So, Silver Bullet's a really good movie. I'll put it that way. Even though I'm not a fan, like I said, of Stephen King either,
Right.
but
Right.
whoever the director was did a good job of putting it together, and making a good movie. I'll put it that way.
Well, maybe that's another one to add to the Tuesday list eventually, Pop. Why not?
I know. I've sorely miss. I guess that what I miss is good old fashioned monsters. Frankenstein, werewolves, that stuff. We don't get that anymore. All we get is
You're
like Annabelle and all the other shitty stuff that comes from Blumhouse, and I hate that.
you're talking the classic Universal type monsters, I'm guessing, right?
Any monsters. Yeah, those would be nice, but monsters in general.
Well, even Hammer monsters are cool, right? Like Dracula was fucking awesome
Yeah,
watching
the
that last
thing,
week. Yeah.
mummies, yeah, all that. We
Yeah.
don't get any of that anymore.
So what
Now
are you
it's all
doing
banging on
this?
the keyboard and shock value and jumps, scares,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Well,
We
the
talked about
problem
that
is
before. No sense in repeating it.
the stories just aren't good anymore. That's the basic problem,
Yes,
right?
right. They're hiring writers that are like right out of college that are like 19 years old, who say, "Oh, I saw this TV movie once, or some TV show that had this and that," who have never opened a book and read a book.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. You can have all the CGI, millions, billions of dollars spent on CGI. If the writing's is shit, it's like, what's the point, right?
Which exactly, especially when it comes to horror. Gab After Dark says, "Night all. Have a great night."
Good
And
night,
yes, same
Gab.
thing to you, Gab. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Gab says, "Ask Gorilla about his new bathroom sign." Okay, good night for real. That's right, Gorilla. Tell us more about the
Bathroom
big
That
sign.
sign.
wasn't my sign.
I got to hear about this.
You didn't see it?
No.
No. We were doing Bonkos and there's a bunch of signs there. One of the signs was no dumping, so We told her sister she go put that on the bathroom. No dumping.
I would think that a sign saying no dumping is kind of counterproductive for the purpose of a bathroom. Because I think a bathroom is basically designed for dumping. At least that's my experience.
Thanks for sharing.
If you know what I mean. Well, hey, we all do it, right? It's like breathing, right? It's like you
No,
can't avoid
it should say if you must dump, take it home with you.
Oh no, there's just a bunch of different signs. I can't remember what they all were, but we
Oh
just see the
God.
no dumping, and then it ended up on the bathroom door.
No, as long as it didn't have up the bathroom floor.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I was going to say I'm glad it's not from California because they'll just
Oh
go
my
right
God.
outside the. They'll just go right outside the stall in California. I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like on the street there, right, Bob?
Well, like they have a park there called Lost Lake, and there's a
Oh,
park, and it's got the bathrooms, and the people were abusing the bath. I'll put it nicely, abusing the bathroom privileges. They locked the bathroom, so people just took this shit right outside the bathroom door, and it was like a pile.
oh
It
God,
was
that's
like,
horrible.
yeah, it was like disgusting.
You know, I gotta say, I think human beings are interesting creatures, aren't they? We can rise to the highest heights of, like, say, Leonardo da Vinci or Isaac Asimov
Put a man on
or
the
Neil
moon.
Armstrong. Yeah, Neil Armstrong. And then we can become totally depraved, serial killers or wife abusers or
Yeah,
homeless drug addict
yeah.
assholes or taking the shit on the street. It's like, wow, the human race, what a fucking range we have, eh?
How quick we can resort to and like animals. Yeah, Lord of the Flies proved that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's actually a good book. Yeah, that's a good book.
I proved the point because those kids were from upper class,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, they immediately resorted to everything we're talking about.
Class has fuck all to do with if you. It doesn't matter what class you are. If you're in a really bad situation, you're probably going to go into survival mode, right, Pop?
That's exactly it. Yes, I mean you may
Yeah.
not do it very well at first, but that's why they say right now if there was an apocalypse, let's just say a bunch of EMPs, electromagnetic pulses, put
Right.
across this, blown across, and we lose all of our power, and we're
We'd
back
be
to the
fucked.
ice age where we
We'd
have
be
no
fucked.
power. Yeah, right. Most of us, we don't know what to do without having everything made and handed to us. We wouldn't know how to go out there and hunt for food and defend ourselves in the wild. Yeah, we'd all be
God no.
dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I know one thing I'd be doing if the power went out. I'd be cleaning my fridge out pretty fucking fast in a couple of days, because everything would be going bad
Well,
anyway,
you know
right?
you're not safe because right. Well, you're not safe because yes, you might have food stocked, but it'll just be a matter of days before your house is raided. That mob comes for you.
Well, I live in an apartment, so they gotta get through a couple of doors, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but they're going to go for apartments before they will single family homes because they know a lot of food there.
Oh well.
If I was a
Hopefully,
roaming mob of people looking for
I'll be
food and
dead before
resources,
that time comes.
yeah, I almost thought that was going to happen with the
Uh,
lockdowns, but thank goodness it didn't.
Now the lockdowns weren't that bad here in Canada, but I don't want to go into political shit really.
I was
So
in California, so it was almost there, but
everything worked out okay, I got to say. Even though I was out of work for like 10 weeks because my boss, out of safety for the, because she's a very sweet woman and she did not want to see anybody getting sick. So she's a little bit paranoid at times. So she decided to close the office for 10 weeks, which is a long time, right, to have off. But the government here in Canada did step in and provide some supplements, some payments to keep everybody, basically paying the rent. Because otherwise, there would have been like millions and millions of Canadians out in the street, right, within a couple of months. So,
oh, so
I,
I'm
you know,
curious. So the government paid your rent rather than just telling the landlord, "Screw you," they're not going to pay rent like they did here in the U.S. with the
I
rent.
guess I don't know about
Or,
the U.S., but here in Canada, there was like a basic. You had to apply. You had to apply for assistance. Like emergency, virus assistance. I
right?
won't say the C word. Uh, but
COVID.
yeah. Well, I don't know if that
I
upsets the
will. I don't
YouTube
give a fuck.
algorithm. Okay, well, I didn't want to say it on your channel because the
That's
algorithm is
what I
weird,
know.
right?
I understand it. I appreciate that.
I was just doing it out of respect, Pop. But basically, if you applied, and generally, it was like, well, how many weeks are you working?
No,
We ask you
I
those
understand
questions,
that,
right?
but I knew right, but without going into too much detail, I
Right.
understand that. But here in the U.S., the government just told the landlord, "Screw you! People don't have to pay rent. There's nothing you can do," and it put a lot of landlords out of business. Is what I was going to say.
Oh, well, that's totally different here because here the
Yeah.
government basically gave everybody that applied and was accepted, and probably most Canadians that basically if you were laid off, and I was laid off for 10 weeks because I wasn't working because my boss closed the fucking office, right? So I didn't have a job for 10 weeks, and if you lost your job, you could apply for a supplement
Yes.
to
Yeah,
get
they did
by.
something similar here.
Yeah. And I did, and it was like $1,000 a month, which was enough just for me to pay my rent and
Did
get
you have to
by,
pay it
right?
back?
Well, I pay it back in taxes every year, like bit by bit, right?
Yeah, same
They
here.
expect you to pay it back. You could
Oh
apply for
yeah.
like $2,000, but
Well,
yes,
hey,
they expect you to pay
yeah,
that loan back.
it's
Same
it's
here with
taxable
60.
it's
Same
taxable
here,
income
right?
right
In the
now.
U.S., it was 60% interest.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm still paying it back. Every year I file my income tax and I pay it back, and I pay a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're clawing it back bit by bit. And I haven't
But
got
I
any.
just love how the governments are the people that are struggling paycheck to paycheck. They give you that little bit of measly. It's like crumbs to a rat, and they're making you pay it back with interest. But yet they're throwing millions and billions of dollars to these foreign countries and saying, "That's okay. You don't have to pay us back. Don't worry, it's all fine." I just
I
love
get
it.
what you're
Don't you
saying.
just love it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
Or
Pop. But still,
the immigrants that come in
well,
here,
let's
they
not
get
talk
everything
about that because
handed to
that'll
them.
that'll piss me off. That'll get me going. Let's not,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
don't
want
have
to
to pay
go there.
anything back. They don't have to pay anything back.
Free rent for immigrants. Yeah, yay.
Food, medical, and they don't have to pay anything back.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Anyway, I'll just wrap up quickly. I do appreciate the government assistance though, because they kept me fucking floating basically for 3 months when I would have been,
Well, wait a
I would
minute.
have been
Wait, wait,
fucked
wait.
otherwise, right?
Wait.
Wait.
You're thanking them for helping you keep it afloat only because you're in the position they put you in. So you're thanking the people that put you in that position. Like you thank you, sir, I'll have another.
Oh
It's like,
no,
no, that's
my
not
boss
right.
put me in that position because she closed the
No,
office
I'm
because
saying no, I've heard a lot of people that were thinking you get the lockdowns and they're saying, "Oh, thank you, government, for giving me supplemental checks." No, you shouldn't be thanking the government. They're the ones who put you in the lockdowns in the first place.
well, I would have
That's
been
the whole
homeless.
point. That's the whole point is they want you dependent on them. Because if you keep people hungry, they'll do whatever you say.
Well, I was dependent on them for 3 months, not my
I
entire life. I've
know.
been working my ass
But
off
I'm saying
since
that's
then.
not
So,
a good thing, and I would never be thankful.
well, I was
That's
thankful
my
because I would
opinion.
have been fucking homeless if they hadn't fucking helped out. And I don't mind them helping out for a couple of months because I fucking paid taxes and that's my money that I'm getting it back, right? So it's like, that's my opinion. Um, and I didn't have a choice because the British Columbia government put in the protocol, and they basically brought in a lockdown,
Yeah,
shut your business,
exactly.
shut your offices down. My boss basically, bless her, did not have a fucking choice. It was basically an order, so she followed what had to happen. She shut us down. She was not happy about it, but she had to do it. And it's just, it is what it is. And I got through it. And I'm talking to you tonight, and I'm still alive, and I still
No,
paid
I
my
know,
rent
but
on the first.
I'm just saying I don't think you see the whole picture. What I'm saying
No,
is
no, I see a picture.
they should never should
I
have
don't
locked
think
it down in the
everything's,
first place.
I don't think everything's totally black and white. I guess that's the kind of person I am. I see the gray areas. So I'm not trying to insult you, Pop. Please, I love you,
I
man.
didn't
But
think you were.
you know.
No, I didn't think you were. I'm just saying is you shouldn't have to thank them. It's like if I have my dogs and I starve them for a week because I
Well,
figure I'm
that
just
would
going to
suck.
starve them. No, but I'm saying if I was just going to starve my dogs for a week and let them go hungry, and then a week later when they're starving, I finally give them some food and they're saying thank you. No, you shouldn't be thanking me. I should have done it in the first place.
I
That's what
guess
I'm
we
saying
just,
is it's the whole
we have a different perspective, perhaps. Like,
yeah, because they should have taken everything away from us in the first place. I'm not thankful at all.
I think the government's, frankly, what I think in hindsight is the government's fucking freaked out and they panicked, right? Because they were
No,
dealing
it's
with,
not the government. It's the rich people Rich
Okay.
people basically said, okay, we're going to get together. We're going to create this situation so that we can gouge everybody and have a big, huge profit. They got what they wanted until the next time. It's simple as that.
Right. Okay. I'm not going to talk about this anymore, Pop, because this is
That's
not
fine.
getting us anywhere positive as far as
I
I'm
don't think
concerned.
I don't think we're disagreeing.
No, I'm not. Pop, you know how much I value your friendship, so
No, I
I don't
know.
want to disagree. It's just you have a different opinion than I do, and I respect your opinion, and I hope you can, respect mine.
Yes. How are you doing, Nemesis and Gorilla? Are you guys still alive?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go to bed here
Or
pretty soon.
Gorilla, you sound tired, buddy.
Gorilla, I
Yeah,
have to ask, what did you drink and how much tonight?
I did not drink because I didn't want to deal with when I was taking my daughter home. I had to have to deal with. You smell like you've been drinking beer and all that. Blah, blah, blah. You you're in the car and you drove. I was like, I'm not dealing with that.
Well, you're
Oh
being a
well,
good,
then,
responsible dad anyway, because your daughter was safer when you drove home sober. So that's a good man. You're a good man, Gorilla.
yeah, you could easily be like California and said, "Screw you, I'm going to get blitzed. Here's an Uber."
My father used to do that. When I was 13, I
We don't
quit
have
school.
Uber here.
Oh my God, you are a small town.
Yeah, we don't have Uber here, and we're like a town of like 170,000 people, but our fucking government hasn't fucking allowed it to fucking operate yet. Like, fuck
And you
them, right?
think the taxis for that?
Oh, fuck, I hate the fucking taxi industry. The taxi
Yeah.
industry has a fucking monopoly. They got
Yes.
like, well, they got like they got like the government's balls in their hand, and they squeeze it every once in a while, and it's like,
That's
don't
money.
let fucking Uber in.
Right. Yeah, because they bribe. Yeah, but if any place where there's no Uber, that means that your taxis have bribed the
Yeah,
government to where they don't allow it.
No,
well,
Yeah.
ours
it's
is
notorious here.
we got a community bus that first 7 miles is $2, and then it's a buck for every 7 miles and all that. And it goes all around the county.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
I'm
not so
saying
bad.
though, there's buses and trains and everything here, but if Uber can't make a profit, they won't bother. And yeah, I have a feeling if it's a small town like that, there's a lot of small towns in California that don't have Uber because they're too small.
No, but
Yeah,
get this, guys. Vancouver, for instance, has a population of probably like 3.5 million people in the greater metropolis area. Like that includes Vancouver, New Westminster, Burnaby, all the cities in the area. But it's like 3.5. Most of the people in BC live in the Lower Mainland, right? I don't think they have Uber yet because the fucking taxi industry keeps lobbying, right? And I've heard so many stories of people that come out of the downtown Vancouver nightclubs, like on a Friday or Saturday night, like 2 a.m., and they can't get a fucking taxi. They
Of
can't get,
course.
you know,
Uh,
and by then
right.
the SkyTrain is closed, like an hour ago. So they got to
Yep.
fucking end up walking home, right? Which is bullshit.
Yeah, that's what they did. They tried that here too, because basically we all know. First of all, taxis suck. They gouge,
Oh, I
and
hate
they
taxis.
decide.
Yeah.
Right, they will decide to pass you up and just drive on by because they decide who they want to pick up and who they don't want to pick up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, the monopoly absolutely crooked and corrupt, definitely.
I don't like taxis. I remember like 2 years ago, my car broke down and I couldn't get it running for like a week or two. I guess it was 1 week I didn't have my car. So I had like, 4 or 5 days that week I had to get to work, right? Which was, it's a few kilometers away, right? So I was paying like, $15 each way. I was paying like $30 a day just to get to work and back home, right? So it's like that's taking a big chunk out of my pay every day. And it was like, I would not want to rely on taxis.
Yeah, how about the battle where you get in the car and the meter's already at like $10 or $15?
I have
Because
never had that happen actually here.
yeah, they
So
do it all the time in California. They'll
no, they haven't
charge
here.
you because it's illegal. What's supposed to happen is the
No,
meter's
that
not supposed to
sucks.
start. Right, the meter's not supposed to start until you get in the car. But in
Yeah, it usually
California, what they
starts at
do,
zero I've never gotten in a cab.
well,
Yeah.
that's how it's supposed to be here. But here, what they do
Yeah.
is
Never
if they're 10 miles away from your house and they get the call, they start the meter then. So by the
that's
time they pick
fucked.
you up, it's already at 10 or 50. Yeah, yes,
That's
yes.
bullshit,
Well,
Pop. That's
well,
horrible, man.
if you call them on it, and you know better, and you say something, they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was a mistake," and they'll correct it. But they're expecting most people not to know the difference.
Well, I always you know what I've learned? Well, when I was younger, I might have just bent over and taken a lot of stuff. But at my age, if I see something that's not right, I will bitch and moan. It's the squeaky wheel gets the grease syndrome, right, Pop? And I don't
Well,
mind being a squeaky wheel when I need to, because I will
well,
say,
right.
"What the fuck is this?" And usually it'll work out well, right? Because when I
Well,
bitch,
right.
in good pain.
I'll speak up too if somebody's ripping me off. It's like,
Oh,
well,
I
I'm not
don't
gonna
mind
put up with
speaking up
that.
at all. I'm not ashamed to do that anymore. Like I'm way past that point.
No, the worst part is when they treat you when they're stupid, like when they're ripping you off and you
uh,
call them out, and then they suddenly can't speak English.
oh fuck. If they can't speak fucking English, what are the fucking rather why in the cab? I mean, it's
Well,
like,
the thing is, they can until you complain, and then they say they
yeah,
can't.
I get you saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because that
Anyway,
way they play innocent.
how's Gorilla doing? Are you still going to be with us a while, Gorilla, or do you want to
And how
take a
about
minute to
Nemesis?
sleep?
Yeah,
I
we haven't
think
heard
I'm
from you
ahead.
yet.
I would think I'm ahead to bed.
Well,
Okay.
Gorilla, if you are, sure, tell us about your channel.
Well, tomorrow we will. I'm gonna have my birthday stream there.
Hey,
There,
what
then
time is that? What time is that, Gorilla?
I was thinking like noon or one. Yeah, go for a couple hours.
Cool.
One Central Time.
Central Standard
That's
Time.
about 11 a.m. my time. Okay, I'll try and check in, man.
Yeah, then tomorrow night we are watching Nightmare Before Christmas. Wednesday's Justified. Next Friday I will have Waltons there. The next Saturday will be what's the movie that Strange Days is what we're reviewing.
Cool.
And PvP here, I'll get the link for you.
Thank you. Actually, come to think of it, I might have to miss your birthday stream tomorrow because Jill and I are probably going on at that same time, watching our Christmas episodes, The Man from Uncle and The Avengers. So I might miss a lot of that, girl. Sorry, man.
Okay, that's okay. Then um then on Wednesday we'll have Strange Days is what we're doing on Saturday. Then the Sunday after that we're doing Christmas Vacation. But I'm also gonna try to get some pre-recorded stuff done this week. I'm gonna be starting a series on the book series, The Keys to the Kingdom. There,
Cool.
so all right.
Oh, I
That's
guess
about
I'm
I
looking
guess
forward to that, Gorilla.
you're doing Walton's next Friday too, right, Gorilla?
Yes, I'll for sure be doing it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because that episode was very cheesy. So we're gonna have
Yeah.
a lot of fun rousing that one.
Do I really have to get that warning video made up before
You probably
then?
should. Because when Mary Ellen's got when she's in the lake, wading around in the lake, and that college dude kisses her, I got a good one-liner prepared for that scene.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to give it away before then. So
Yeah, don't spoil. Don't spoil.
I'm
Don't
not
spoil.
no spoilers.
Don't spoil our raunchy jokes we make about the.
Oh, I got a good run. I got a good raunchy one all ready to go.
I still don't see how we can turn a G-rated show into an X-rated.
We
or
do,
an
though.
R-rated to an X-rated.
Very easily.
We do every week, though, don't we? It's like the dominatrix of Aaron and my thing about Pa having that special sock for Ma.
Yeah. Oh, here's Pickles. We were just talking about you.
Hey, LDG, good to see you.
Oh,
Welcome.
God.
I hope you're doing well. So
Yeah.
glad to see you.
So, Ari, I'm gonna head to bed tonight.
Have a good night there, girl. Have a good sleep,
Thanks
man.
thanks for coming along, Gorilla. Good to see you.
But
Night, Gorilla.
That's great. It was good to see you.
I'm just gonna pop away for a minute and get another drink, guys, if you don't mind. So I'll be back.
Sounds good. Jim says night at Drive After Dark, and Jim says death at your own risk. Exactly. DBB says my channel isn't very good, but if you want to link it, that would be cool. DBB, if you're still listening, send it to my Twitter, PC Curator on Twitter, PCCurator. And DBB says I just do music video remixes for fun. Check out my channel if you want. That sounds similar to PvPs. And LDG says now the squeaky wheel gets replaced. Yes, it does. I know I should have paid attention sooner, but I'm glad you're here. Nemesis Eden drops a link. Everybody check that out. DVB says I
That's
never.
DVB's link.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, very kind of you.
Yeah, no worries.
DVB says I never promote my own channel, but because you said to link it, there it is. And DVB also put the link to his channel, which is good. I'm glad he has a wrench so we could do that. DVB says, thank you, Nemesis Avita. And absolutely, Nemesis Avita's a great guy. Nemesis Avita says, you're welcome, DVB. And Jim says, hi, LDG at freethenet/underground. Oh, wait. Free the net. If you go to the website, it's freethenet/underground. Oh, I'll try to remember. I'm sorry. LDG, please put the link in the chat. And LDG says evening. DBB says LDG. And Jim says night gorilla. I think it's and you'll also find the link. By the way, my Stream Elements bot will drop the link randomly every now and then for LDG's channel. But I know it's freethenet.underground.org or I don't want to screw it up. It's just going to confuse everybody. But I probably will be wrapping this up kind of soon so I can take my dogs out to go potty and get something to eat. It's cold out there and there's snow on the ground, so they kind of hesitate. And I'm wondering if I should buy those stupid looking dog shoes I've seen people wear in the videos where they're like little shoes they put on the dogs. I think that looks ridiculous. I think my dogs have enough balls where they don't have to do that. So how you doing, Nemesis?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I mean, don't really have a lot to contribute right now. I'm like I said, yeah, I'm kind of with you and Gorilla. It's getting late. It's getting to the point where it's yeah. How are you doing, Pop?
I'm doing good, and I'm so glad you guys came by tonight because that always helps. We have a lot to share and a lot to talk about. And thank you for dropping that link to LDG's channel. And Gorilla did the same. There it is, freethenet/underground. So I knew I was close. Thank you, Gorilla. I think he did that right before he passed out.
You did very well. Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad. I'm very impressed the Gorilla hung in there so long because I could
Well
tell
done, right?
the poor man was tired tonight. I got the feeling.
Right. He's tired and passing out, but he still got that hand on the mouse. DVB says you have snow in California. I am in Arizona, northern Arizona, and we are up above 7,000 feet. So yes, we are getting snow. My dogs, God bless them, are getting used to it. They don't have a lot of fur or hair. I've got these sissy looking sweaters on them, but I don't know if it does much good. But they're getting used to it.
Speaking of snow, Pop, we got our first snowfall of this year yesterday on the 1st of December. Can you believe it?
Speak for yourself. We've had snow since October here in Alberta.
Well, you poor bastard.
You guys, do you get enough?
My sympathies, Nemesis.
Do you guys get enough where you could do a snowman? I don't. I think so far it's like just.
Oh no, we never get that much snow here. Like, well, okay, we might get 1 or 2 weeks a year where we get like a foot of snow, but it's pretty rare here because I'm in BC, so we get that Pacific Ocean air current blowing through the province, which is like warm. It kind of alters the climate to moderate it, and so we used to get tons of snow when I was a little kid, like 45, 50 years ago. Fuck, we were like, you could get feet, like 3-4 feet of snow easily, but we never do anymore because the climate has changed, right? So, but yeah.
Oh,
I'd have a hard time building a snowman. Let's put it that way.
No,
that's fine. That's reality. That's just I've lived long enough. I mean, I'm 65 years old. I remember when I was a little kid, we used to have my hometown of Vernon, where I was born. We had the Vernon Winter Carnival, the largest winter carnival in Western Canada, west of Quebec. They used to build an ice palace. They would cut blocks of ice with chainsaws out of the fucking lake and actually build a fucking palace made entirely from actual ice. It was so cool. It was fantastic. As a little kid, that's magical in Christmas time, right? Well, actually, it would take place February, actually, when we had the carnival.
And you actually went inside? It sounds cold. Was it cold?
No, I didn't go inside because that would be where the queen and all the princesses, would be on their, they'd be up there, waving to the crowd or whatever. We had the the queen and the princess of the carnival and all that stuff. But it was fun because you'd have all kinds of activities. You'd have dances and all kinds of festivities going on, different events. You'd buy a ticket, and if you wanted to go like to some carnival dance, you'd pay a couple of bucks and go to the carnival dance, or all kinds of shit going on, right? It was wonderful as a kid. But I mean, that's when it was cold, right? Because that ice palace would, literally last for at least a month before it started melting, right? You'd never, and then eventually by the late 70s, they started building out of plywood, right? Because it got too warm. And it was like, oh, fuck that. Like plywood? Fuck. Wasn't the same, Pop, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, the climate definitely has changed because we could get. I remember driving out for Christmas to my grandparents. They were like a half-hour drive away from where we lived. They lived in Lumbee. You drive out. I remember going. The snow plows would pile the snow up like it'd be like 8, 10, 12 feet high on the side of the road. That's how much snow we would get. So anyway, you guys are both muted, so you're probably bored to hell.
No,
Sorry.
that's cool. Gorilla lives in the coldest climate out of all of us. That's why I told him. He promised me
Yeah.
last year. I didn't get it, but I want an easy. I don't mean easy by building, but I mean easy snow woman.
Yeah, poor gorilla.
I would
I
argue that
sympathize.
Gorilla and I are, I don't know.
Are you snowed
Similar?
in too, Nemesis?
Oh, dude, it gets super cold here. Like we get -40, -35. Like we don't
Oh,
have any snow
Wow.
right now, but like, yeah, oh yeah,
Good,
oh yeah, it
good
gets.
old, good old
Can
Alberta.
can you build me a snow woman with big tits?
Oh God, I'm just thinking of my back. I can try. Maybe I can pay some kids to
Well,
do it for you.
the tits don't have to be that big.
No, but Gorilla did promise to make didn't he promise to make like a snowman with a carrot in the wrong place, so to speak?
Snow woman, damn it, snow woman, and I want a
Okay.
whore. I want a snow woman easy. I want her to be easy, very easy. You know what I mean? And I don't mean easy to build.
You want a snow woman whore, is
right.
what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure Gorilla might be able to fulfill that bill if you ask him
Well,
enough
I
times.
asked him last year, but unfortunately, I never got it. All I got was a picture of a snow in a snowman that had already been ran over by a car.
Okay, I thought he was going to build a snowman with like a carrot in the obvious place, if you know what I
Whatever
mean.
works.
Wink,
Whatever
wink.
works. Maybe he's afraid of the neighbors calling the cops or something.
Yeah, actually, that could be. If you actually put a snowman with a carrot dick out on your lawn, you might get some complaints from the neighbors. Come to think of it,
What, the
but
carrot's not big enough?
he could just do it for like 5 minutes, take a picture, and then take the carrot away, right? Like no big deal.
Yeah, and then you find out which neighbors you can't trust.
That's a good point, Pop.
And it's always going to start off with my daughter, and it's like, oh fuck you. It's like, who
My
cares?
daughter doesn't know anything about sex, and she doesn't want to
Right.
know about penises
Exactly. Right.
in the form of a carrot, because I'm never going to tell her the facts of life, and she's going to learn in
Right.
a back alley somewhere when she's 18 and meets a guy with a venereal disease. Oh, that's so wonderful.
I remember when I was in California. This is when they were starting the lockdowns, and every day on the radio they had questions and answers from parents
Okay.
and people. And the guy
God.
the guy was saying we're going to lock down. It's because of the virus. Everyone's going to wear masks. All these businesses are going to blah blah. He was going through the routine, and
Right.
somebody calls. How am I going to explain to my daughter that she can't go to dance recital? I'm thinking, oh my god.
Tell her the facts of life. Sometimes
Tell
life
her
don't
because
work out.
she's a whore. Tell her because she's a whore, just like her mother.
It's just
God,
like,
it's
hey, got news for you,
stupidity.
bitch. Sometimes life don't go the way you want it to,
Right, right. And you can't, and because your stupid little daughter can't go to dance recital, you're unable to tell her that, or why? God,
Yeah, fuck me.
that's all I
It's like
heard.
when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a radio disc jockey. That's what I would have loved to have done in my life, right, Pop? Because I love music. I mean, I love fucking music, obviously. My fucking avatar says rock and roll. But I was living in a little one-horse town with one radio station, and they already had all the DJs they needed. So I even put in a fucking reel-to-reel, tape, like an, applying for a job kind of tape, with
Right.
myself talking on it. And of course, I never heard a fucking word back from the fucking cocksuckers because they didn't fucking care, right?
And now that
if
you're
I,
older, you know that it doesn't pay. You'd be struggling paycheck to paycheck.
but I just love the job, right? Like it would have just been such a. I'm struggling from paycheck to paycheck now, doing a job I'm bored to tears with, right? So if
I
I could have
know.
played records every night, done like the midnight to 8 in the morning shift, playing records like Johnny Fever or whatever,
Right.
it would have been like, oh fuck, man, that would have been like heaven for me, you know. But it didn't happen, right?
Anyways,
That's my
guys, I'm
point. It
gonna.
didn't fucking happen.
All right, Nemesis, you calling it a
Okay,
night?
I
Oh
am.
fuck,
I am.
you're leaving us now.
Anything you'd like
Yep.
to share about your channel, Nemesis? And shout out one
Yeah, if
last
you
time,
guys.
everybody. Let's help Nemesis out, and let's add what we can to try to get him a laptop, everybody. Sorry, go ahead, Nemesis.
At your leisure, guys. Definitely check out, help out Suzanne first if you can. Yeah, and when it comes to my channel, definitely if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And yeah, I just do games and I do the Tuesday night horror and sci-fi reviews with Pop here. And yeah, definitely check it out. And I will see you guys, if not sooner rather than later, on the Starship Troopers review. And thank you
Oh,
for having me on, Pop.
we should
Always
see you
my
on Tuesday.
pleasure. Always my pleasure, good sir. Take care and stay warm. I can't wait to see you again.
You have a good one,
Yeah,
then,
dude,
Nemesis.
sounds good. You too, PvP. And good.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with the chat, everyone. Take care and have a wonderful night.
Excellent. Thank
Night,
you.
man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night, PvP, if that's all right. I'm
Okay.
hungry and I'm gonna take my dogs out. They're staring at me.
Okay. Okay.
But
Well,
thank you, everybody in the chat. It was wonderful. I always love these streams for this reason. We had a lot of fascinating things to talk about tonight, and I'm overjoyed and I can't wait. And I will hopefully, if you guys can make it, I'll be back for Lost in Space Monday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Sci-Fi Horror Stream on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And Gorilla's Random Thoughts on Wednesday will be my co-host for Gilligan's Island at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Anything you'd like to share about your channel, PvP?
not much. I mean, I'll probably try and add something maybe tonight or tomorrow. I usually try and add at least one album or work on a playlist or something, but nothing new to report too much. I just wanted to quickly mention, though, oh God, now I've lost my fucking memory. Oh shit. I was going to say something. Going to ask you a question about. Did you find those Lost in Space videos I sent you yesterday
Yep,
with
I
the?
got them now. Yes, and it's just a matter of I gotta. It's okay. Yeah, I downloaded season 2 and 3, by the way.
Yeah.
But what it is Windows, the built-in thing. It's called Game Bar. It's used to record Xbox games, and I'm playing with that to basically to get the extract the videos out of those. But yes, I did
Right.
get them, and I appreciate that.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad it worked because I was just wondering if, because they looked like pretty authentic, next week kind of, teasers, right? And I thought, well, this is probably as good as we're going to get because, Pop, you said your previous source had, kind of, gone sideways, right? So,
Well, it was the program that I was using to extract the videos. It started charging, but I did play with the game bar a little last night. It's a little cumbersome, but I'm going to practice with it some more tomorrow.
okay, because they did look like pretty good official trailers from what I watched. So
yes, they were. They are.
Because I watched season 2 and I've watched a lot of season 3. I haven't finished it yet, which I might actually do because it was a lot of fun seeing those. So I think it should work though. At least as a stopgap measure in in the near future, right? So
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a blast. And thank you again. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Have a wonderful night. And I know it's cold in a lot of places, so if you can, try to bundle up and stay warm. Because I know some places it's not as easy. It's easier said than done. In some places, definitely colder than others. But if you have to work tomorrow, drive safe. And I hope I will see you guys tomorrow on Gorilla's his birthday stream, or if not, our Christmas stream tomorrow. If not, maybe I'll see you guys all Monday for Lost in Space. Drive safe, and thank you again, PvP. I appreciate it. You're a great co-host.
oh, thank you. I am always happy to be here on Pop because it's always fun.
I totally agree. Thank you, and bye bye everybody in the chat. Total respect to everyone, and thank you.